The 2000 AFL Premiership season. Brought to you by Harvey Norman. The Nissan Maxima, just wait till you drive it. And the bank that helps businesses make it happen.
Don't you know that this is the beginning? Never gonna get me down. Gotta get up. Enough is enough. Stand up. And up.
Welcome to AFL Sunday. Here we are at Optus Oval for the big game between Carlton and Hawthorn. It is a warm, almost sunny afternoon here in Melbourne for this big clash. Hawthorn out to impress after a disappointing round one. Carlton, on the other hand, looking to go one step further after a big opening win. And let's do it for Anthony Kudafidi, who plays his 150th game. Hawthorn, though, they'll be hoping to do it for this man wearing number 2, Nick Holland. There he is, just putting the ball through the banner because Nick notches up his 100th game for the Hawks since crossing over from South Australia. And I'm sure that skipper Shane Crawford will be out to really fire up after a disappointing week last week. So, wherever you are, I hope you can stay with us right throughout the afternoon. Big day, Jared Healy. Welcome to you.
Good on you, Sandy. It is a big day. It's a strange start early in the afternoon, but look, I think we're in for a great game because Hawthorn are expected to improve on their last outing. Disappointing last week against Collingwood. Carlton, I think, surprised a lot of people with the ease of their victory last week, and their midfield just certainly dominated, and that's the area today where the winning side will surely have to win most of the contest. And you had a look at this side. Darren Hume was excellent last week, a couple of the unknowns, and Trent Houghton, I think, proved that he's going to be a valuable recruit for the Blues. But without Silvani and O'Reilly, a lot riding on the shoulders of both Sexton and Anthony Kudafidis to hold down those key defensive positions.
You talked about some of the young boys. What about the old bloke who's 36 years of age, picked up 35 possessions last week? Just another day at the office for Braddles.
It's a lot easier to match your age with possessions when you're just a sprightly 18 or even a 30-year-old for that matter, Sandy, but 36 is pressing it just a little bit far. And what a great architect he has. With the ball in his hands, there's been few better players ever to have played the game, and truly one of the legends here at Optus Oval. He's a player that Hawthorn will have to guard closely today.
Yeah, speaking of Hawthorn, let's have a look at the squad too, because Peter Schwab would have been bitterly disappointed with the form they showed last week, especially considering their pre-season form.
Well, they are expected to be the big improvers, and on last week's form, Sandy, the big disappointment, but they'll need another big performance from Nick Holland. You said it's a big day for him personally. He got a bag full last week. He'll also need to do that again today. Nathan Thompson, I think, is another one that nearly needs to fire, as does Shane Crawford.
Yeah, speaking of Shane Crawford, let's go back to last year when Carlton threw everything but the kitchen sink at the Brownlow medals, and it prompted Ken Judge then to speak to the umpires about protection for his champion.
Oh, I think it was fair enough. It was a tactic employed by the Blues to really square him up and rough him up, and he copped it fair and square right throughout the afternoon, and he'll be expecting similar treatment today, but he is a champion player. And it'll be one to watch, Sandy, because champion players don't play two poor ones in a row, and that's what he had last week. A very quiet day. Some said he had glandular fever, but they have had the test done during the week, and it's all clear.
Yeah, he said he was fine. It was just one of those days. It happens. It happened to Adrian Fletcher, actually, last night at Football Park. But we're in for a big one. Your selection?
Oh, I think you've still got to go with the exposed form, the Blues.
Okay, so let's have a look now at Nick Holland once again as we go to a break. Big day for Nick. It was amongst the goals last week. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Anthony Kudafidis playing game number 150.
After dark, the boys come out to play.
Oh, the car is completely on fire.
Night Thunder, the speed, the guts, the power. Night Thunder, total non-stop trucking action.
Have a look at that.
Can you handle it? Night Thunder, smoking up the track tonight on C7 Sports.
Being a primary producer would be a lot easier if you could control everything. That's why the bank offers Agri Options. It's a complete financial package that gives your agribusiness maximum flexibility. So even if you can't control things like the weather, at least you'll have a handle on your cash flow.
Honey, you forgot to turn off the rain.
Want Agri Options to give you more control? Make it happen with the bank.
Having made the new Nissan Maxima even more powerful, we improved road holding. Having improved road holding, we made it even safer. After making it even safer, we made it even quieter, even roomier, and even more luxurious. Oh, the other thing we changed is the price. The new Nissan Maxima, now from only $36,990. Just wait till you drive it.
Welcome back to Optus Oval. The great sight, isn't it, looking down from the Goodyear blip. Crowd still coming in. Perhaps some not anticipating the traffic with this early start. Both sides out on the ground. Lance Whitnell will be looking for a big day today as we go down to the boundary line. Our boundary rider is a former champion of the game himself, Richard Osborne. Ozzy, welcome to you.
Welcome to you too, Sandy. Jared and Dancing Dougie, you are looking $1 million, mate. I think you should make a comeback. Looking very fit, Douglas. Tell you what, it's very, very noisy down here. It reminds me of the old Carlton Social Club days. They've got the disco going in the background, but you always know you're in for a good day when you come to Carlton. And if the pre-game entertainment's anything to judge by, it's going to be a great day with that Blue Zone, and year 2000 version of the old Bluebirds come out on some magnificent looking Harley Davidson boys. So it's going to be a great day. It's a perfect day for football. Not much wind at all. I don't think I've seen Optus Oval look as good as what it does. It is looking an absolute treat. As we mentioned earlier, boys, we've got Nick Holland playing his 100th game, and Anthony Cooter is playing his 150th game. So certainly both teams will want to win it for Cooter and for Nick Holland. So good luck to all.
Actually, Ozzy, Dougie said all that music reminded him of your wedding.
I watched my wedding video during the week, Doug, and I honestly don't think you'd remember much of the night.
I don't think we're going to that.
He was the human highlight.
But welcome, Dougie. Welcome.
Yeah, g'day, Sandy. Jared, how are you?
Oh, great, Dougie. I was just thinking how much footy's changed. You've got discos, you've got dancing, Dougie, and you've got videotapes.
It was a good videotape, it was too.
Very little breeze to speak of. We're expecting a top temperature in the low 20s. I would suggest we're going to reach that without too many problems at all. And in fact, probably head towards the high 20s. Carlton must have been very impressive, though, last week, Jared.
Oh, no doubt, Sandy. They were up against one of the form sides of last year, the Brisbane Lions. I think everybody expected them to be, expected it to be a tight tussle, and in the end it was just all Carlton. They blew them away, in particular in midfield. And we spoke to Lee Matthews just before the game, and he thought if any game comes down to a game of keepings off, which last week's did, then Carlton are as good as anybody at that. So I guess the key there is for Hawthorn to make it a one-on-one contest right around the ground and not to allow Carlton to slip into what they do well, and that is just playing high possession, high skill footy.
Paul Salmon's another one who Hawthorn will be looking to today. He was subdued somewhat last week. He's been a grand player for so long. Game number 287 coming up today.
What about Paul Salmon, Dougie? You went on and played into your early 40s. How do you think the old man of footy's going to go through the season?
Well, as Sandy said, Jared, he's been a great player, and I saw Carlton last week. I thought Matthew Allen was pretty good. He's one of the best young ruckmen in the competition, in my opinion, and it was a big test there for the big fish today. And as you said before, Jared, last week, the midfield of Carlton, absolutely sensational. Craig Bradley going on 37 this year, and last week he was sensational. And Bratton in the centre as well, he was great. Scotty Camporale, he was terrific as well, and their midfield was just sensational last week.
And it looks like Mansfield just starting a loose player across that half-back line for the Blues. And at the other end of the ground, Dougie.
It looks like Barry Young at the moment, Jared, could be that loose man for the Hawthorn side, inside 50 metre defence.
It's on with Lance Whitnell. A little bit of a how do you do very early on.
Well, he takes no backward steps, does
Trent Crode, and it's still going.
Two fiery customers, two young guns of the competition.
In the meantime, let's get back for the opening bounce. Keep an eye on that, boys. Allen wins the first tap. Chick almost kicks to himself. Solid bump. And the umpire's going to come in very quickly to take charge. Bradley gives it away to Mansfield. Back again to Bradley. No one on the mark.
Barry Young.
Rattles into half forward. Still going, is it, boys? Keep an eye on it. Rock. Wide to the outer side. Lappin is giving chase on Lekas. To the boundary line they go.
Brown and Barry Young. Dougie, how'd you score it?
Well, I thought it was... Oh, well, I'll make it 5-4 now. I was going to go each way, 4 to Brown and 4 to Young. They're in a fitting crack there.
And Hickmott's been in the thick of things too. He's just given away the free kick. There's some not so subtle stuff going on at the moment. Brown's still going. And now another one. So it's been brought down, plus 50. So this is going to take this ball from centre-half back to centre-half forward.
And the umpire wearing the hat has picked out that Fraser Brown has just given away a 50-metre penalty because of contact with Barry Young off the ball.
That's John Harvey wearing the pink cap. Hawthorn with the opportunity. Sexton defends with McKay. It's taken over the line. A fiery opening here at Optus. Fraser and John Harvey still having a little chat, just sorting things out. What can and what cannot be done. Daniel Chick comes over the top. McCabe charging in towards the pocket. Almost runs into his own teammate there and forces another throw in.
I thought Franchina may get the job on Shane Crawford. Looks like Crawford's running with Scott Camperale, who was a great player for Carlton last week.
He's really come of age, Doug, hasn't he,
Yeah.
Camperale? Been fantastic. Well, here's a free kick, 20 metres out. And Nick Holland will be hoping to celebrate his 100th game. He booted 6 goals last week, and he can start off with a major here at Optus today.
Yeah, he's a very important player up forward for the Hawthorn side. As you said, Sandy, last week he was their only real true winner in their forward line for the Hawthorn side. This will do him a great deal of confidence to start to kick this goal. Straight through the middle. Yeah, great start for the Hawks. That's a terrific goal to Nick Holland. Like we said before, he's a very, very important player in their forward line. Looks like Michael. Whoa, Holland's down.
And the free kick going the Blues' way. We saw it all happen. Nick Holland has kicked the goal, immediately given away a free kick. So the ball goes to Matthew Allen. Geez, there's some sniping going on everywhere.
Keep an eye on it. Allen kicks out towards the half forward. Look at the crutches. Allen came steaming out there. The umpires are going to have to take control here. Otherwise it could get out of hand. John Harvey is everywhere at the moment in his little peak cap. But he might need more than that. There's a blood rule here.
And young Lekas is coming off of the blood rule.
What a start.
Gee whiz.
I'm just having a look at a couple of the matchups. Anthony Kudafuti's running with Michael Colliger of the Hawks. So two pretty pacey players.
So Young just holding up proceedings as Lekas makes his way to the sidelines for treatment.
I think there's a bit of squaring up going on here, Dougie, for attention handed out to Crawford last year.
I reckon, Jared, no doubt about that.
Oops, Salmon dropped what he should have taken. Sorry, Dougie. Brown now takes the hand pass. An opportunity for Camperale. Well, he went steaming past Camperale. Was expecting, he didn't get it. Down towards Whitman. Crowd is there as well. John Harvey has put the whistle away. McCabe goes in strongly. Some heavy work again. The cry of ball goes up. Oh, it is tough there. If you can get through that, you're doing extremely well. And it results in a goal. That's better stuff. Blackman celebrates. Carlton have their first, and Michael Mansfield heads back down the ground.
Wow. That's all you can say here. This is a combination of TV ringside and, well, a boxing match, because it's just been so much off the football, and even late. And I thought John Harvey was very liberal in his interpretations of a couple of head-high tackles there. And, well, at the end of the day, the Blues bobbed up with their first big one.
A bruising start as the first goal goes on the board. Allen up high. Carlton getting the first. Thrown out towards Crawford, but there had already been a whistle, and it was thrown, said the umpire. So it's going to come back, and Hume will take the free kick in the middle of the ground.
Good player last week, young Hume. He kicked 3 goals in their forward line. Had a bit of time on the ball as well, and a great game last week he did.
Danger here. Bradley's lurking again. An ominous start for him, but that's a poor kick. Poor kick. Colica kicks wide towards centre wing. Johnny Barker should be pink. The umpire said no, play on. Kicking into the man on the mark was Ratton. Barker goes again. Again the cry of ball. And again it's Ratton. Into half forward. Colica couldn't take the mark. He needs assistance and he gets it. That's good play. Back towards Barker. Could have almost given away a free kick for a shove in the back. Rice puts his body between the ball and also Chris Barlow, and we've got a throw in. Almost down to centre wing.
Have you ever seen Optus Oval look better, Doug, the surface?
Oh, sensational, Jared. I was there last week, as I touched on before. The ground looks fantastic, and Daniel Chick looks like he's got the job on Craig Bradley at this stage.
Crawford tried to get it away towards Woods. Kudafides wants a big one for 150. Whitnell recovers, needs someone really going past. Had no one. Now the race is on because that ball could spin to the right and stay in, but only for a moment.
Yeah, it's interesting that matchup, Doug, because Chick was going with Ratton just for a while, so maybe they're just changing Ratton and Bradley off the half back line into the middle.
Yeah, you could be right there, Jared. And big job for Chick on Craig Bradley. Huge job.
Yep.
Brown, well, he could have had a shot himself. Gave it back. That came from Aaron Hamill. And his kick just wide.
Cooter, who started in the last centre bounce, is just lurking across the half-forward line. Kick behind the play here for Carlton, which means the Hawks have got an extra man in and around the footy.
Allen edged out of it. Whitnell tried to do a Gary Ablett. Taken out of the air by Raiden Tallis. Strong mark taken by Lappin. He's made a good start too. Hamill wants it in the forward line. The lead is on. He comes charging out. But in front of him, the big fish. Paul Salmon to Daniel Chick, almost down to centre. Chick wants to play on quickly. Carlton have the only goal at the moment. He's found Dixon. Running into the middle and surrounded by Navy Blues. Eventually gets his kick up towards half forward. Here's an opportunity for Holland at the back. Holland heads for home. He shoots towards goal and he dribbles it through. Nick Holland, another big start for the Hawks. 2 goals.
Yeah, that all started with the big fella Paul Salmon, who, as Jared touched on before, was playing that kick behind the play. Marked the ball down at centre half back. Great vision to find Daniel Chick, who is playing on Craig Bradley. Sensation last week, and I think it was Michael Mansour who flew across the pack there to punch the ball away. He ended up punching the ball towards the goal square, probably not the right option on that occasion, and good play by Nick Holland now to kick his second goal, and is that dangerous player for the Hawthorn side.
Nick Holland celebrating his 100th. A good start up forward. Back in the middle once again. Salmon beaten by Allen. He's going to take it out of the middle. It was Ratton and Brown, the old firm. Whitnell gets a kind bounce. Clever little tap onto Hickmott. It almost worked. Pressure now on Jonathan Hay. Lappin runs into trouble. Gee, this has been a great start this first quarter. Tallis works hard to chip wide on half back. Gets around Nelson. Poor kick in towards the middle of the ground. Woods could take the hand pass from Graham. But instead, Graham elects to kick. Down towards the forward line once again. Bradley, he's everywhere, but this time he loses it. Thought to tap it on cleverly. Mansfield almost got it. Crawford written into the ground. Bradley is there once again. It is tight and it's hard as McKay comes away. Going to the outer side. Poor kick. McCabe almost loses his pants. It doesn't matter. Chick is there for the assist. Chick goes again. Camporelli's got him. A cry of ball. And finally, umpire Stuart Wynn listens. And the cry is upheld. Camporelli on half-back.
Yeah, the tackling's been sensational so far in this game. It's only about the 9-minute mark. There's probably been about 20 tackles laid. It's been truly by both sides.
Allen off to Hume. Down towards Hamill. Does well eventually. Does very well. Whitnell slips. The door is going to open for Trent Crode. Crode comes back. Hayes in trouble. Salmon's got to beat a couple.
Well, that was just a brilliant kick from Aaron Hamill. I don't think that Lance Whitnell knew it was going to get there. It just was speared in at about 3 feet, a metre off the ground, and went all the way through the arms of Hamill.
I think Aaron Hamill had the wind taken out of his sails too, as Lekas takes it away from half back, kicks in towards the centre. Camporelli is there once more.
Well, poor kick that one from Angelo Lekas. Has now picked up Matthew Lappin.
Kudafides, Colica. The ladder wins. Just pushing it around the corner. Crawford could run into trouble unless the boundary line is first, and it is.
And guys, there's some interesting boot selection out here. Quite a few of the boys are wearing the grass cats, which you do use over the summer months, but the ground here is quite lush, so a few of the boys are slipping over. It'll be interesting to see if the coach makes them change their boots at quarter time.
Well, like you're right there, we've seen Crawford slip over just a minute ago down inside the 50, and so did Bradley as well. So two experienced players falling over.
Colica sets up the hand pass, and a chance now for Barker. The lead is on. Into the pocket goes Thompson. He's got to beat a couple. Can't do so. Mansfield should be able to tidy up. Comes across the ground to Nelson. Big ask for Nelson, and he does it well. Oh, his hand pass put Bradley out. He gets claimed, but not before he got it away to Rice. Rice towards Hickmott. Hickmott can shoot for goal. Perhaps he should if he's unselfish. And he goes short beautifully. Finding lines, Whitnell, 25 metres directly in front.
Yeah, I think it was also up there, Jared, by Michael Mansfield down that back line. He was terrific last week. His second game for his new club, of course, transferring from Geelong. His pass was absolutely spot on. Quick hands by Bradley. It was intelligent play by Hickman. He could have went long into the goal square and had a shot at Sandy said, but he found his teammate on his own, so it's good play by Hickman.
Kicked 55 goals last year and has just snuck that one home too. So Whitnell has his first. Carlton has its second, and scores are all tied up.
There was an interesting passage of play, that one, because there were two elements at both ends that were a little bit risky. Mansfield kick, whilst it was a great mark, was really only made to look a good kick by Ben Nelson's terrific mark under the heat. A couple of quick handballs, and then the chip kick, it was successful in the end. I think that's what we'll say about it.
So a good start by both sides. Joel Smith on the bench with his teammates for Hawthorn, awaiting an opportunity. Allen looking down towards Bradley, who runs straight through Crawford. Comes to Camperelli, 60 metres out, chips over the top, can go all the way! Bradley! Great play from
And on the way through, Shane Crawford was absolutely steamrolled, and the way they've set up, you see Harford and Joel Smith on the bench. The Hawks are going pretty much with their best one-on-one combination, dropping off on the creativity somewhat, just to get themselves stabilised and in this match. Well, right at the moment, the blokes in the middle aren't doing the job because the Blues have got the dominance in there. Shane Crawford yet to have a statistic, not getting near enough of the footy.
Jared, you won the Brownlow medal, I think it was 88. What was it like your next year? There's enormous pressure on you. You think Crawford may be feeling that, or is he crook or not right?
Well, you always feel the pressure, but I think Crawford's such a professional that he would have got himself pretty well prepared. But at the moment, Doug, I guess we'll be all looking for explanations because we're 15 minutes into a game and he's still yet to touch the footy.
He's got a possession actually with a hand pass, Jared, as Sexton comes towards centre wing. Poor kick, intercepting it as Anthony Rock. Over the top to Tony Woods. Woods, well, he's going to kick and then he wants to know what he'd do. It almost slipped out of his hands, but he managed to recover. And recovered extremely well. His pass was good. And now the opportunity with Thompson to answer the Camperelli goal.
And if your midfield gets on top, as we just saw in that passage of play, it gives your forwards an opportunity, and this is going to be an interesting matchup, Doug. Trent Houghton, a lot smaller than Nathan Thompson.
Yeah, certainly, Jared. Big raps on two down at Hawthorn about Thompson.
Almost directly in front, kicking from 45. Starting just a little right and staying right.
Trent Houghton has, though, been quite impressive in the opening part of the season.
He certainly has since transfer. I think it was at Collingwood there one stage, Jared, and good type of play, probably 6'3", and Thompson, as I said before, there's big raps on him. I know you heard he shot in the Ansett Cup, and he's a very important player in their forward line.
Rice, well, he could go wide to Nelson. Elects to go longer. Allen's his target. He had to come over the top. Allen's tackle was very good. They're gang tackling at the moment. Look at that. Just ask Chris Barlow how that little period felt, and he'll tell you. Graham claimed by McKay.
And he's played dropping the ball, which is most interesting because I wouldn't have thought there was any prior opportunity there.
Yeah, there wasn't much there, Jared.
McKay gives it away to Hume, and Carlton are going to come away back towards the centre.
Oh, good grab.
That's a fine mark by Lappin. Built like a piece of elastic, playing beautifully. Gives it to McKay. The lead is on to Hamill. He gets a cruel bounce. He needs support. Bradley's running wide. Here's a chance for Braddles. Ben Sending it back, it's a high ball. Whitnell is there, can't take it cleanly. Crode used the body well. It spills free. A chance for Hay to get the hand pass clear. Gee, this Hawthorn defence is working hard at the moment. Woods, Tallis and Colliker and co. Finally they're out towards Rock, who takes the mark in the back pocket. Call to play on, and he does so. Young gets around Camporelli, but it's a poor hand pass. Tallis couldn't take it cleanly. Allen to Brown. She's a hot potato here at Optus. Short inside 50 once more. Too wide for Whitnell. Good work once more by Crode, and we've got a throw-in.
Yeah, shocking handball by Barry Young. You called that right, Sandy. When you're under pressure deep in your defence, you better just get in the ball and kicking it as long as you can. Get out of your area.
Shane Crawford just having a bit of a spell in the half-forward line, being picked up by Mansfield.
Camporelli, Koutafidis, bending it round into the pocket. But running out of players in the end, Crode was able to take it with ease and give it off to Barry Young, and they transfer play to the outer side. Luke McCabe tries to turn Aaron Hamill inside out. Daniel Chick spent it perhaps a little too early initially, but he's a goer, and he goes again. McCabe had followed the play down. He's got a shrug. 1, 2 tackles. Does it? Finally to Angelo Lekis. The tackling is fierce, and it's a feature of this game today. It's going to be a turnover and a chance for the Blues once more. Whitnell alone at half-forward. Beautiful play.
What about the play on the other side, Sandy? The gang tackling and the double efforts. I think it was Adrian Hickmott.
And what's Jared, and he's just working his backside off. He's been up the ground, he's playing on a half-forward flank, and he's been terrific so far. He's probably had 4 or 5 touches, and it's just a brilliant vision by him again to find his teammate Whitnell.
Lance Whitnell from 40 metres has popped through the line for the Blues. They're warming up. Whitnell has his second. Carlton has its 4th straight.
Well, have a look at this. 1 tackle. Then he comes back, he picks it up, he's off the ground, and he delivers truly. Look, it was just the gang tackling of Carlton is superb. If the Hawks are going to stay competitive in this match, they're going to have to raise the stakes in that area, Doug, and get competitive.
No doubt, Jared. 2 goals to Whitnell, all from Hickmott as well.
No wonder they need fans. It's not only a pretty warm day, there's some very hot football being played.
A few more fans in the seats, I think, would please a few too, Sandy.
Under 10 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Look at Allen. The agility the big man shows is quite extraordinary. But it's Anthony Rock who wins it out of the centre for Hawthorn. Holland a chance, if it sits he should goal. 35 metres out, he bangs it back beautifully, and that's a sensational goal for Nick Holland, and that is his 3rd.
Well, that's a bit like a training drill there, and the way the ball came out of the centre looked like Thompson now may have gone into the ruck. The ball came deep inside 50. Good play by Nick Holland, as we touched on last week by kicking the 6 goals. Now he's kicked 3 goals down there. Looks like Salmon now's gone to full forward, and which is a good move. And Nathan Thompson a bit of run on the ball. Hopefully maybe get the ball out of the centre for the Hawthorn side.
Yeah, Thompson on the ball, up against Allen. Salmon down at full forward. Allen with this big run at the foot. He wins it down to Brown. He's got to get past Rock though, and he can't. The hand pass to Tallis was questionable. Caught him almost unawares, and we finished with the ball up.
It's interesting to see Aaron Hamill starting in the middle. I can't remember another time where he's started in the centre bounce, and he's done a direct swap with Anthony Koutafidis, who's at full forward.
He's hard at the ball, he's Jared, and looks like Craig Bradley now has gone deep in the forward line for the Carlton side, picked up by Daniel Chick.
Allen wins it, but again, it's Rock who takes it away to Graham. He looks long towards Salmon, caught out of position on this occasion, and down goes the big man. There'll be a free kick. 40 metres from goal, and Carlton will get some respite because Trent Houghton was held when he didn't have the footy. Houghton looks to the outer side. Big pack of players. At the back is Tony Woods, can come inboard to Barry Young. Watch out, Bassard! Gone! Lost it! Chance for Carlton now to really surge down the ground. Ratton wanted it. Instead they go inboard to Brown. He's between centre and half forward. Wants to go on with the job. Whitnell is the target. 1 grab. 2, can't complete it. Play on is the call. Chick tries to storm his way through, then tries to suck it off the ground. Still not successful. Eventually the hand, it was a poor hand pass once more. Pressure on Woods and Hay.
Oh, no.
The Hay hand pass eventually gets them back towards Crawford. Hickmott. Klein, Koutafidis. McKay in the back pocket. Should be able to tidy out with Hay providing the shepherd. Goes wide to the outer side. Now a little bit of respite. McKay goes up towards centre wing. Target was Holland. Bradley, look at him go. Rice, still on the defensive side of centre. Spearing a pass back towards the wing once again. Camporelli tries to draw the player. Then has a look down towards Whitnell territory. He's got Brown all alone. Fraser, turn around and wander into goal. He turns around, he wanders, and he misses. Gee, this is an exciting first quarter, though, at Optus Oval. 4-1, plays 3-1.
Just proves, I think, Sandy, that footballers have long memories, as do footy clubs. And
correct.
No doubt Shane Crawford's treatment last year is still somewhere in the back of the mind of a few of the Hawk players, but Carlton, to their credit, have responded pretty well.
No love lost here at all, Jared, I don't think.
Nick Holland, a big start by him. Young.
Get under that one.
Well, it's a rainmaker, and heaven knows we need it. Rock. Towards Graham. Look at McKay, though. Shows dash. Couldn't hold it, so the door opens for Graham, and it opens for Hawthorn. Holland, do it again. Celebrate your centenary, but no. Houghton on the last line is able to give it away. And they'll get out of trouble. Back towards Nelson. He could go short to Hume. In fact, he probably should have. It was a poor kick. Went straight to Barlow. He gives it across to Tallis. Tallis looks in towards his centre half forward for the Hawks. Holland is the target.
Well, he owes him one. Despite his great start, Dougie certainly made a blue on that last one.
He did, Jared. He's kicked 3 goals, and it was good play by Mark Graham out in the wing to find the ball to him. And he could have certainly bounced the ball and ran him right into probably 20 metres out, and he decided to kick the ball from 50, and it fell short. But now he's got a chance to redeem himself, and I'm not quite sure the Hawthorn player, maybe Daniel Chick was coming down the ground. He had Paul Salmon on his own, but decided to kick towards the centre of the ground.
And poor old Ben Nelson, he's just turning around. He's looking for the runner. He knows he's coming.
Holland for number 4 from 51 metres.
Terrific.
No problems.
4 goals.
What a start.
Well, that was a real blue. And good to see that they haven't dragged him, because every player knows in their own hearts that they've made a mess of it when you get the ball and you kick it straight back to the opposition. But, I mean, Ben Nelson's a better player than that, and he'll be a bit disappointed because this is what results.
Looks good. Looks very good to the forward line, Jared. Very wide and very open to the Hawthorn side.
Scores level with 5.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
And guys, there's no doubt Nick Collins worked on his goal kicking over the years. A few years back he wouldn't have made that distance.
Allen wins it but puts it down the throat of Rock. McKay, eyes on the ball. Been a great servant for the club. 156 games now under his belt since crossing the border. He goes towards Whitnell again, forced to defend. Ratton waiting down in front, but being a whistler, it's going to be a Hawthorn free kick, which is though it could be taken by Rock for a shove.
Yeah, no doubt there. Well,
gee,
a bit lucky to get that. A bit lucky to get that. Yeah, a bit lucky to get that one.
Mansfield at the back. Probably couldn't get a good run at the ball with a couple of players in front of him. Hume overruns it. Chick goes in hard, comes out with a footy, kicks up towards Dixon. Beautifully played by Rice, however. Dean Rice, equally as well tackled. It spills free. Lappin a chance to go wide to Hume. He's got to get around Dixon. He does it eventually.
Good hand.
Dodging and weaving. He gives it away to Hickmott. Adrian's clear. Turns it back to Camporelli. Gives him a little more space now. Camporelli is clear. He might go all the way.
He has to.
He's going to go all the way. He has gone all the way, but he's off target. One behind.
Well, Carlton are playing all their forwards well up the ground, Doug, and trying to get some space to run into behind. But on that occasion, because the turnover came so quickly, there was nothing there for Camporelli to look for.
Had to go long during that occasion.
Colliker takes the kick out.
Oh.
There's some interesting stuff here. Tallis gives it back to Colliker. That's okay.
Kicked it straight to Carlton.
Well, it's put pressure on Harford.
Well, he had to win it. It was 1 against 3. It was a good effort.
McKay, Hume and Koutafidis all there. Allen towards Brown. Well done by Tallis. And we've got a throw in Carlton's left forward pocket. 4 minutes remaining.
A couple of the Carlton forwards were just saying to Matthew Allen, just, I'm sure, remember the team strategy here. We're bring it down this side. There are going to be free players on the other side, the fat side of the ground.
Hamill may have given away a free kick with a nudge then. Gee, goes in hard for that ball.
See Shane Crawford still down on the half forward flank. He's probably spent the last 10 minutes down there, and he's yet to have a kick. He had the one handball.
Barry Young feeling the tackle of Aaron Hamill. Considerably lighter this year, wearing the number 4 Guernsey instead of 36. As far as centre wing, Sexton chops it off.
Intercept. Good effort.
Well, again, numbers are going to play a part here. McKay could come away. He picks it up now and gives it to Camporelli, who just took his eye off the ball for a moment. That allowed Daniel Harford to get him. Barlow can't get clear. Crawford over the top. Harford asks the question. Koutafidis and Barlow a little bit of a how do you do. Harford and Camporelli there also. Round 2.
Dougie, what's your impression? It seems to me that Carlton are playing by far the better footy, and yet they're only 1 point in front.
It is amazing, Jared. Just looking at that, you just brought to my attention. I didn't realise only 1 point. Carlton had plenty of the football, haven't they? It's been unbelievable.
McKay's got into his back. Harford will take the free kick.
Pretty ordinary decision, that one. He just fell over Daniel Harford, but he's come onto the ground. He's had an impact.
Chick slipped at a crucial time, and that opened the door for Sexton. Michael Sexton goes in towards half-back. Hickmott has been busy. Chipping in towards... Oh! One of the marks of the year, taken by the high-flying Trent Crone. He's just landed back on turf. He's given it to Barry Young, who's kicked down towards Graham. Oh, let's have another look at that one. Well, he was just hanging, wasn't he?
They're the ones you love, aren't they? You just sit up there, you go a bit early and just hang on someone's back. That's a ripper.
Sensational. Salmon wins it down towards Graham. They might have to do it all again. Aaron Hamill looked more like Damien Oliver there as he rode him across the line. And we've got another throw in.
Here's a stat here for you, Sandy. The centre hit-outs, Allen 7. Here's the angle here. Well, yep. Anyway, centre hit-outs, Allen 7, Hawthorn 1. Centre clearances, Hawthorn 4, Carlton 3.
Lappin towards Koutafidis. Colica right there with him. Kuta on the second grab. There's no one in the 50. No one at all. Camporelli. Well, if he can get clear, if he can give it away. He's got a couple surging down inside 50 now. One of them is Nelson. He takes the mark. You're going to have to wait for a moment because the distance will test him.
Interesting the way that the Blues are setting up their forward line. They're pushing all their forwards up and allowing their midfielders to run into the space.
Going to have a shot, and it's a poor kick. Barry Young dropped probably what he should have taken. Woods gets the hand pass away to Rock. He looks towards half-back.
Good use of the body by Bradley.
There's the experience of Bradley, isn't it? 314 games, 313 goals. It's almost perfect. Beaumont, centering kick. Mansfield almost called out his old Geelong teammate, but he recovers beautifully. Swings around on the left foot, and Jonathan Hayes sees it spin over the line for one behind.
It's just incredible, left footers. They seem to have their own door, don't they? They just slide out of incredible situations where right footers don't even think about it.
I like the move of Beaumont now has gone in the back line, played a lot of forward line for Carlton last year. He's got the job now, Nick Holland.
Koutafidis front spot. Couldn't take it. Finishes with Kuta. Their teamwork is excellent. Around the body, Fletcher. Into half forward. Or congested area too. The rock hand pass for Young has come unstuck. Rack might make him pay. 45 metres out. He has made him pay. The ultimate crux. Brett Ratton gets his first.
Well, it was a fair recovery there, Doug, because I thought Carlton had too many guys going for the one mark. But you see here, it's Brett Ratton who having a good look here from above. Brett Ratton just read it best. He got a kind bounce, but the kick had to be spot on, and it was.
Looked like there, Jared, Anthony Rock was trying to handball to Barry Young. Barry Young decided he was going to shepherd and not go for the ball, and I thought Rock was certainly going to Barry Young, and that certainly cost him a goal. Ratton's been very good. He continued his good form from last week.
5-3 plays 4-1.
Tell you what's been good, Sandy, just the way that Carlton are kicking the ball into their forward line, and they're getting 4 or 5 sweepers just charging at the footy, creating a lot of pressure on the Hawks.
Dixon feeling that pressure from the middle. Time mate beat them in this quarter. There's a free kick to Chris Barlow at the bottom of the pack.
He just rode him.
Yep.
Put a saddle on him.
Camporelli infringing. Rice should tidy up here for Carlton. Does so. The Nelson hand pass off to Massey. Chris's hand pass is okay to Michael Mansfield. Centering to half forward. And Hamill can't complete the mark at the back. An excellent first quarter. Tight, hard and tough, as you would expect. Especially when you look at the recent history of these two clubs. Shane Crawford picking up just
one handball.
One
handball.
And Craig Bradley, on the other hand, has been busy. Camporelli has been busy, 9 possessions. Fraser Brown has been busy with 7 possessions. Brett Ratton always in the engine room and in the thick of things. But a good tight term. Carlton with their noses in front by just 8 points. It's quarter time, 5-3, 33. Hawthorn a 4-1, 25.
It's the show that breaks all the rules.
On the Sports Betting Show tonight.
With inside info on all your sports, gorgeous guest, a crazy host, a show the who's who of sport are desperate to get on and are dying to get off.
They're often racing in the
You've got on to see if I win it.
I'm trying on.
It's controversial, challenging. It's where you get the betting odds for all your favourite sports. It's must-see TV.
You cannot be serious.
The Sports Bet Show, Friday night at 7, C7 Sport.
Avoid the rush and get into Harvey Norman early for $100 cash back on Microsoft Office 2000. $100 cash back on Microsoft Office 2000 Professional Upgrade. $489 after $100 cash back exclusive to Harvey Norman. Or Microsoft Office 2000 Premium Upgrade with $100 cash back. That's $599 after $100 cash back exclusive to Harvey Norman. That's right, $100 cash back on Office 2000 Professional and Premium Upgrades exclusive to Harvey Norman. Offer ends 31st of March 2000. Hurry, beat the GST, don't miss out.
Warm day here in Melbourne. Temperature in the mid to high 20s now. And a wonderful view from the Goodyear blimp, our camera platform. You can see at the bottom of the blimp there. Everything's safe and secure, looking down on the Carlton boys. And one man who's got closer to the Goodyear blimp than anyone else so far today is Trent Crode. When he took this sensational mark, he just sat. And the step ladder was Lance Whitnell.
Great mark, wasn't it? They're the ones you love, Jared. Memories.
Well, I've only ever been able to look at it, Doug. The only time I ever featured in Mark of the Day and the year was almost in the exact same position when Kenny Hunter just sat on the head. It's the only time I ever got close.
Gee, yeah, Kenny could fly, could he? Let's go down to the boundary line. And another flyer, Aussie.
Thanks, Andy. I don't know about that. What a magnificent mark by Trent Crowe, though. It's getting hotter by the minute, Sandy, and I'll tell you what a hot start. Obviously, there's a bit of bad blood between the two teams with the treatment that Shane Crawford got last year, but geez, it was tough stuff early, and surprisingly, even though Carlton made a couple of late changes in that first quarter, the interchange bench is hardly being used. So with the early start, it's only 1:45 now. It's going to get hotter, and I expect the interchange bench to be used quite frantically in this second quarter because, boy, at ground level, it is very, very hot.
Thank you, Oz. And a fierce quarter of football certainly does have to take its toll. David Parkin, what a grand coach he's been. Shane Crawford.
What do you think, Doug? Crawford.
Well, Jared, there's been suggestions he's not right. He's had blood tests maybe for glandular fever. I was just mentioning you before that he doesn't look like he's got that sort of sip in his play at the moment. I spoke to you about after you won the Brownlow in '88, the next year, the pressure on you. You know, okay, you only played the 8 games in '89, but Crawford may have just been training too hard. Maybe he's put his workload at extra cog because he's just so fit. He does a lot of triathlons. You know, maybe he's just burned himself out. I'm not sure, but he just looks that way at the moment.
Well, he's certainly not getting the footy, and that's the major starting point, I guess. And he's been up against Scott Camporelli a fair bit, and he's had plenty of it, as we said, going to the break. 9 possessions to Scott Camporelli's continuing on his great form. And the Carlton midfield, just a bit more productive. The likes of Woods and Anthony Rock still getting plenty of their share of the ball. But it seems to be much more productive in the hands of the Blues at the moment.
Great effort, though, by Camporelli.
Oh, terrific.
And Bradley, too, at 36. Having picked up 6 possessions, he's not feeling the heat.
What about the starting 4 for the Blues in the middle? Allen, Ratton, one of the great midfielders, Koutafidis, and the old man.
That'll do me.
Fair quartet. Here we go. Second quarter at Optus Oval. The Blues by 8 points. Salmon getting a hand to it. Ratton rides the bump with relative ease. That was a clever kick to Camporelli. Go all the way, Scotty!
And he does.
What a start. 2 goals to Camporelli.
They're all going back to Brett Ratton. His work in the middle
rode the bump
was unbelievable. Just kept his vision. There's one of the greats here today in the middle, Greg Williams. Well, this bloke doesn't pale in comparison. In the middle, he is just a genius.
You just mentioned the 4 players, Jared, in that centre bounce, and there it was. I mean, the Rattons, you mentioned Ratton, you had Bradley in there, but the thing about Ratton, he could have banged the ball long, but his vision to find Camporelli just absolutely spot on.
And the 4 are back again, the Fab 4. The Beatles are back. From the middle. Hickmont in the thick of things as well now. Dixon got a hand to it. Nelson like a basketball. Rock with a kick to half forward. Can Hawthorn reply? The Mansfield hand pass finishes up to himself. He goes wide. Nelson can open up to Bradley. Bradley's away. Still on centre wing. Thought about going over the top to Camporelli, and he does. He's leading Crawford and Merry darts, and Nelson has drifted down inside 50, and he takes the mark.
Well, he made a mess of it the last time at the other end, but the wind is behind him this time, Sandy, so you'd reckon he's a fair chance.
Yep. And he's taking very little time. Goes back with a drop punt, but it's going to be in front of goal. Rock was waiting down. It comes to Brown. Fraser snaps, and Fraser goal.
Hit the puck, I think.
Well, it shaved it. What a shame. We were heading back to the centre. Shaved the post.
Good hands by Matty Lappin to set him up.
Ominous start by Carlton in this second quarter.
Just the use of the ball's been terrific, as Jared said before, their midfield. If they go short, they find a target. When they go long, they find a target.
Hay towards Salmon, but Allen comes over the top. Whitnell was almost used as a step ladder again. Barlow to McCabe. They're defending stoutly at the moment. Colicker short to Salmon. Salmon's got Rock running past, but the big man elects to go it alone. Drifts it across the centre towards Dixon. Can't take the mark. Rice is there with him, but he's going to be paid the footy. Smack bang in the middle.
Sure.
Horrendous kick. Graham and Massey. Well done by Massey. He's only a youngster, but he's played it beautifully. Lappin turned his opponent inside out. Camporelli's got a heck there. And away he goes, up towards right half forward. Intercepted this time, and that was good work.
Crowd across there then.
He's our contender for Mark of the Year. He gives it to Hay, put him under a little bit of pressure. Young's hand pass. Batty, what are you doing, Bazza? You could have cost him another one. Allen gives it away. The snap around the corner. It should have been from Aaron Hamill. He hangs his head because he knew as soon as he'd kicked it, he'd missed.
I reckon they should be banned, those kicks, Dougie, from footy.
The screw kicks?
Yeah, round the corner.
No good. Straighten up. He could straighten up, couldn't he?
Well, even just turn around and kick the ball, as we saw Brett Ratton do, kick a drop punt around the corner.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Barry Young was thinking there, Jared. I mean, when you're under enormous pressure and you're out on the ground and you feel like you're under pressure, I think you just get the ball to your foot and get it, clear it out as quick as you can. Shocking hands by Barry then.
Well, he'll be breathing a sigh of relief with just the minor score. Chick slaps it further afield, then goes again. Oh dear. Knock on. Kuda. Colica. Again, didn't find the ball with a fist effectively with the hand pass. And the salmon kick is also a disappointing one. Dixon couldn't take it. Ratton might make him pay. Bradley guides it to Camporelli. This is beautiful football. Graham showed courage and Crowe showed courage and dash to get in front, and he's going to take it.
There's a difference in the school level there. The handball by Bradley found his target. It was a 15-metre handball, and the Hawks players, particularly their midfield, can't find a handball 2 metres away.
Not only that, he had to guide it through the traffic.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's just been a little bit wasteful, though, the Blues. They still only lead by 16 points, and they've just absolutely dominated this quarter.
Yeah, the thing is, Jared, 11 scoring shots. Carlton Hawthorn only 5. There it is.
I just wonder whether or not it's time for Joel Smith to come onto the ground.
It wouldn't be a bad option. Actually, they've made one change, it's Chris Oss, but you know we all know how talented player Joel Smith is, and he's not going to do anything when he's on the bench, is he, Jared?
No, I think they just need to get some drive through the middle themselves here, the Hawks.
Koutafidis got it out. Look at Ratton working at the bottom. Crawford is right there with him, but it comes to Bradley. Pumping a high ball up towards left half forward. Hickmott went through strongly. Brown in there as well. He almost threw that out. Barlow tried to flick it further afield. Succeeded in giving it towards Daniel Chick. Chick gives it to Barlow. Goes up towards right half forward. Holland was the target. Unable to take it. Koutafidis taken out of it. It's hard and it's tough. Brown gets clear. Koutafidis to half forward. And Howell comes steaming out. He's got Lance Whitnell. He's screaming for it in the square. And he's got it.
Psychology of footy is amazing, Doug. We just saw Aaron Hamill kick at a man. He hit him spot on. 5 seconds ago, or more realistically 2 minutes ago, he was shooting a goal and he just made an absolute mess of it. It's amazing what those white sticks can do to your kicking skills.
Whitnell, 15 metres out. No problems with his kicking skills. Lance Whitnell has his third. And Carlton just opened up a little bit of a break with 2 early goals in this second quarter.
And just have a look here. You saw the way that Lance Whitnell read that play beautifully. He was heading down towards goal well and truly before his man Trent Crowe had picked up that it was an option.
He's been good too, Crowe, too, Dennis and up there, Jared. So, you know, Whitnell's kicked the 3 goals and Crowe's been pretty good.
Joel Smith still awaiting his chance. Shane Crawford down now in the pocket on Mansfield and still kickless for the game. Just a one-hand pass. Brown got it out towards Koutafidis. Fletcher is written into the ground. Play's allowed to go on, and a strong mark was taken by Mansfield. That was an excellent grab. He goes across towards Rice. Kick originally coming from Obst. Rice thought about going back to Bradley. Instead goes back to Mansfield. The left footer will whip it in from the centre. Tumbling old ugly punt. Crowe again was the flyer. He's enjoying this flying caper. Hamill. Whitnell, another mistake. It could result in a goal. It has. Oh dear, Dougie. Oh dear.
Well, Sandy's kicked 4 goals now, Lance Whitnell, and it's just amazing. I mean, the Carlton side is just like a training drill. I mean, Lance, the punch here from the Hawthorn side. I think Jonathan Hay overran the ball there, certainly, no doubt about that. Whitnell had the short pass across to his teammate, and Hickmott decided to go long. It all started down deep. He had Mansfield just, I mean, he had 2 kicks, had plenty of time down there. Shane Crawford set off Mansfield, sat behind him, instead of probably coming to take the football. Shane's in all sorts of trouble at the moment.
Should you be worrying about the big specky mark, or perhaps trying to belt it clear?
Yes, it's one of those ones, Sandy. If you take the mark, you've done the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But the percentage there was going to certainly be the big punch.
Harford, a couple of 360s, then straight to Bradley. He copped one high, and he's got a... Oh! He copped one high, and so too did Daniel Chick as Scott Camperelli heads towards centre wing. So does Cooter.
Hamill.
To half forward. Hamill is the target. He's crunched. But Hickmott gives it to Brown. Don't tell me he's going to kick another one. Just away to the left, and he had an open goal square there begging him.
And he also had Chris Massey just running into the same space. He won't be saying anything because he's not senior enough, but I reckon he'll be thinking a few things, Doug.
Jared beautifully picked up. He did have Massey on his own there. Short pass might have been on the call, I think, then.
Chris Massey just walking back to his business.
Kicking a me Brownie next time.
Here comes Whitnell at the back. Ratton was at the front. Whitnell with strength. That is sensational. To Lappin. Lappin fires a goal. Carlton can do no wrong.
Well, they look all right. It's crisis time out here for the Hawks. They have got to find something. They've got to reconsider. They've got to regroup, don't they, Dougie?
Do they what, Jared? I mean, we just touched on before. Carlton, look, this is like a bit of a train run for the Blues at the moment. And I think what Jared touched on before, the fact of Joel Smith on the bench, you got Shane Crawford inside 50, and you got Richard Taylor out of the side. You know, maybe a Daniel Harford may have to go on the ball. He's playing on half-forward flank at the moment.
I'll fix that middle up.
Matthew Lappin, big goal, his first, and a frightening margin suddenly opening up here. Camperelli, his kick partly smothered, but Hickmott may go again for the Blues. He does. That's a very clever slap on towards Nelson. Nelson tumbles a punt towards Hamill, Ratton and co. Brown is there as well. McCabe took his eye off it. Camperelli's caught at the bottom, and there'll be a ball up. Oh, there'll be more than a ball up. Crowe, Barlow, Chick, Koutafidis, Brown, Fletcher, Nelson, Camperelli at the bottom.
Free kick to Carlton.
Well, that's the best way of sorting it out. Do something smartly.
We've got to do something here, Hawthorn. I reckon they've been intimidated, Doug. I reckon the Blues attack on the footy.
Here's 50, sorry boys.
Yep.
It's going to bring him right into the square, and it's another goal. You can put your glasses down there.
Well, maybe there's been a report load, Sandy, if there's been a 50 plucked out of that. But the defence, the attack on the footy of Carlton and on the man, legitimately, has just been first class. And Doug, I don't think that Hawthorn have responded.
They haven't, Jared. It's just the overall pressure from the Carlton side, and the midfield, you said before, Jared, have been sensational, but just all over the ground. The pressure on the Hawthorn side, they just can't stand up at the moment.
Hawthorn hasn't scored since the 23-minute mark of the first quarter, and Carlton have added 6 in the meantime. That's number 3 to Camperelli. In fact, they've added 6 goals, 5 for nothing.
Well, Jared, I'm not quite sure where the Hawks are going to get back into this game, and as I said before, they've got Harford down on half-forward flank. He's been particularly their midfield player who can get the ball out of the centre.
Yep.
Crawford has played, looks like he may have gone back onto the ball now with Anthony Rock in there. You've got Luke McCabe in there as well, and they've got young Thompson in the ruck. Here's the replay of the situation where it looked like it might have been a rib shot there by number 7.
A tickler. Just having a look at the goal kickers for the Blues, though. They've got 5 from their midfield, with Camperelli getting 3 at the moment. That's a great start. Adrian Hickmott's playing on a wing, and he's also got one, and Brett Ratton's in the middle quartet, and he's also picked up one.
And infringement sees the free kick going the way of Dixon. He's taking it at half forward. They need to break the drought badly, and he has broken the drought. There's going to be a free kick.
I don't know how you pluck one of those free kicks out. The fish will take it.
Well, he needs to.
Hawthorn have only got the 1 goal kicker in Nick Holland. He's got the 4.
That's no free kick, Jared. No, that's not a free kick.
I reckon there was an assist there by the fish.
Fish was leaning back. Trent Houghton stood his ground, just stood there. I mean, Two players locked arms together. I can't have that one. Nah, not on.
What do you think of that one, Doug?
No, not on, Jared. No, no good.
Seem fairly emphatic about that, Doug. 7. 15 metres out.
Give me.
Breaks the drought. And boy, did it need breaking. Salmon gets his first. He joins Nick Holland, and they're the only 2 goal scorers for the Hawks.
There it is again here, Jared. And I think the word I wanted to use was a bit soft, the free kick. And
3 words.
That's that 3, was it? Okay, thank you, Sandy.
Well, he got 6 points anyway,
Yeah,
Doug,
he did,
at the end of the day, and he's booted the ball up under the top of the new Legends stand down there. Stand named after your good self, Doug.
Thank you, Jared.
Dixon and Rice still having a little bit to say. 16 effective scoring shots to 6. A new ball is with us because that one's been put out in the parklands outside Optus. Can that spark Hawthorn into something? It's been 6 goals to 1. Brown couldn't take it. There was some heavy work there in the middle. McCabe copped it, but he did manage to get it down to the forward line. Here's an opportunity now towards Salmon again. Houghton is with him once more, and it's slapped defensively over the line, conceding one behind. Chris Massey. Rice bringing it back into play.
Too easy.
Massey, well, he ambled through the middle, didn't he? And then he finds Allen. It's almost like a training drill. There's almost a piece of arrogance as Brown gives it to Bradley. 65 metres out. Where's Kuda? He's at the back. He can't pluck it. And there'll be a behind.
The way that Chris Massey just walked through the zone defence there of Hawthorn was embarrassing, Doug.
It was embarrassing, Jared. And I'm just looking at the Hawthorn forward line. Nick Holland kicked 4 goals in that first quarter. Looks like Mark Graves having a bit of a breather. He was playing on a half-forward flank as well. I'd open the forward line up, leave Fish in the goal square and play Nick Holland 1-on-1 against Simon Beaumont.
Under 12 minutes remaining. Whitnell, look at him, no pressure on him. He strolls away, kicks from 50, towards full forward. Hickmott late on the scene, and Jonathan Hay sees it over the line, conceding another behind. Graham having a spell. The Hawks feeling the heat. And the pressure just being tightened a little by the Blues in this second quarter.
Torps are back.
And good to see. Hamill couldn't take the mark. Whitnell, here's trouble again for Hawthorn. Short little chip. Fletcher on his own at half forward is going to have a shot directly in front.
Sometimes this can happen to you when you're under siege and you're under enormous pressure. You just blame your teammates. You don't pick up the opposition. At the moment, the Hawthorn side don't seem to be picking up their opponents at the moment. Letting them run loose.
Simon Fletcher. He joins the goal kickers. He's got his first.
Well, the zone just broke down there from the Hawks as they had the huge torpedo out which went to the centre, but the little quick kick in from Lance Whitnell exposed about 3 Carlton players who are all by themselves.
Just not picking up here at the moment, the Hawthorn side. I'm not just talking about their midfield. Some of their backline players are giving their opponents about 5 metres space. You can't do that.
Joel Smith on the ground. Good to see. It's on Chris Massey. This Carlton lineup looking very solid at the moment. A strong defence, and let's bear in mind there's no Silvani and there's no O'Reilly. Allen, Ratton again. Chick is there as well. Rock almost flicks it over the top. Joel Smith caught one. Perhaps a little soft and perhaps a little bit of acting there, boys. I heard an OG.
Yeah. I think that was Jared then, Sandy.
I mix up those OGs. The Holland hand pass was very good. Hickmott will clear from the back pocket and clear with ease towards Fletcher. Allen, the athlete, Hamill was held and dragged to the ground. He can't believe it. It matters not because Ratton has taken the mark. They're cruising at the moment. Hickmott from half back into the centre. That's perhaps a little too much cruising. Rawlings, Woods, A high ball by Woods towards Joel Smith, and he takes it on his chest in front of Bradley. Lopes away, then goes onto that left foot. Salmon couldn't take it at the third attempt. And again, Carlton's able to clear through Hawthorn. Oh, that's a shocker of a kick, Trent.
Gone.
Tell us when you're on, my boy.
Sandy, I think you picked up there's a bit of a lapse in concentration here from the Carlton footballers. They're all just starting to sit back. They're that far in front at the moment. Maybe just try and let other people do the work. Chance now for the Hawks to bang on a couple.
Joel Smith.
Great tackle.
I wouldn't say it's too slack at the moment. Might be the Hawks banging on one here. It could be the Blues into half forward. Chopped off by Chris Obst. He heads back to the outer side. Look out. Carlton just have the numbers. Camporelli was waiting down. He spears a worm-burning pass into half forward. Well done by Fraser Brown. Back towards Ratton. Gets there just a fraction late. Oh, Thompson crunched. Got rid of the footy though. Spills towards Bradley. The quick hand pass is good. Oh, two of them went down behind play. Massey was slow to get up. Harford has picked himself up. The free kick is going the way of Carlton.
I think it's actually going to Danforth.
It's going to go to Harford, is it? Gee, that could have been very, very dangerous. That both players okay. Harford from centre wing into half forward. That's a strong grab by Holland, who again has been a lone player up forward.
I just said before, Sandy, you've got to give this guy room, particularly the way he's playing at the moment. You know, he kicked 6 last week, kicked 4 in the first quarter, and it looked like they're playing that six forward line players, the Hawthorn side. Open it up, leave 7 in the goal square and give him a chance to be one-on-one.
There's a replay of the Harford incident. Again, he's perhaps watched a lot of Home and Away, or
maybe Pops does.
Oh, it could be. Could be.
Mandatory viewing at our house.
In the meantime, one behind, Jared.
3 daughters, Sandy. Pops
Yes,
does as a winner.
Bryce is bringing it back into play. I know it's not close, but let's concentrate on it. And we'll worry about who sings later on. Hickmott receives it from Lappin. Goes in towards Fletcher at half forward. Can't take the mark. Tallis rides him into the ground, and he doesn't get a free kick. John Harvey is officiating there, and he says you can play on. And he does. Obst looks very happy in his little hat too, John Harvey, doesn't he? To the outer side, an attempted shock off the ground. Could have been in danger. It finishes over the line, and we'll throw it in. 7 3/4 minutes remaining in the half.
Michael Sexton, Darren Hume and Anthony Franchina on the bench just warming up. You'd want to be out there, wouldn't you? Is that a push in the back, though?
Nah, maybe not there, Jared, but I just reckon too that the Carlton side the last 5 minutes are just starting to muck around the football a bit more. Start using the ball a bit better again.
Well, the opportunity is there for the Hawks if they could pile on a couple and bring themselves back into the game. Anthony Rock kicks to half forward. Beaumont almost runs into his own man. It leaves McKay to beat a couple. Tried to tuck it in but was unsuccessful. Crawford can't get into it. Mansfield was one who went down. He picks himself up and he's away. And I tell you what, Crawford's still having a chat with the umpire behind play. He's not happy at the moment, Shane Crawford. And he's not seeing a lot of the football either. 1 kick and 1 hand pass. Harford. Back pedals.
Got the overlap there.
They want more than the overlap. They want scoring, and they want it badly. Tallis into half forward. Daniel Chick was a big flyer. Dixon chips over the top and kicks a goal. That's better.
Well, there's one, Doug. We've been predicting a couple of goals, but there's certainly one.
Yeah, he got in the right spot there, Jared, didn't he, Ben Dixon? He's been fairly quiet to his standards. He's a player that's wearing the old number 19 Jason Dunstall's jumper, and Big Fish making a contest. Daniel Chick flew for the mark, but front and square, good play by Ben Dixon. Being a left footer, Ben Dixon was a good play by him on his wrong side of his body, so good play by the Hawks.
Two goals to 6 in this term, and that leaves Peter Schwab plenty to ponder. Back in the middle. Lekkas tries to block it up. Eventually out the back door it comes. Camporelli tried to sneak clear. Hamilton went past. That was good work again by Hickmont. Just tried to paddle it on towards Bradley. Picked up by Woods. Around the body he goes to Rock. Anthony Rock can go on with it here. In towards half forward. Holland is again the target. Carlton have the numbers at the back. Mansfield didn't mark it. He was called to play on. Tried the con job. It didn't work. Beaumont, interesting. Could be costly too. He did well in the end to soccer it, but only to a couple of brown and gold, and Holland is one who's going to snap. No one at home. McKay takes the mark.
He hit Hartford short. Sorry, Sandy.
Away he comes. Yeah, he'll be pondering that kick, I would imagine now. But it's a little too late, Dougie.
Yeah, sorry, Sandy, to cut you in now. Nick Holland had a shot for goal. He was probably a little bit too far. He tried to drill it. He had Daniel Hartford probably 15 metres off the goal square on his own, and probably should have looked towards the centre of the ground. So it's probably bad play by Nick Holland then.
Sexton having a spell. Salmon having to beat a couple. McCabe, the little hand pass. McCabe had a fresh air shot. Chick, Camporelli, Crawford. The ball up.
Looks like Mike. Sorry, Sandy. Michael Mansfield looks like he's playing that loose man down the back line at the moment for the Carlton side.
Salmon again. Slapped it. He wanted Tallis. He's not going to find him. Ratton. Penetrating hand pass to Camporelli is good. Camporelli's got a little bit of space. Shepherding keeps Woods out of it and kicks down towards the half-forward line. Too good for Mola. Takes the mark. He's in the right forward pocket, but he's 50 out. There's some depth at this club now, isn't there, with these players coming off the bench, and class acts as well. A long bomb in towards full forward and slamming into the post for one behind.
Well, Scotty Camporelli just continues his great early season form. Just the 20 possessions to this point. Sandy with 3 goals. He's got to be BOG by a street at the moment.
The 20, eh? Hey, in the back pocket. Favola on the mark, because those taken some sort of jumping bean. Rawlings. He's still jumping, Brendan. He's still on the mark. Up towards centre wing. Salmon, Allen, neither could take it. Out the back door to Anthony Rock. The hand pass a little proppy for Woods, but he's equal to the task. Crawford, there's been a whistle, the advantage is paid. Gives it across to Leckers. To half forward, McKay at the back, got a hand to it. Slapped down towards Rice. He's able to get through some heavy traffic, but it's a poor kick. He had more time.
The Hawks have just got to think it through a little bit. Carlton have got an extra man across the half back line, so you just can't keep bombing it up. Michael Mansfield is a great mark overhead. The amount of times he's run off half back has been killing.
The Crawford hand pass not good.
The Hawks.
Lappin again. Up towards centre wing. A little bit of holding on behind, nothing in that. Brown. If it sits there away, Carlton, but it spins fiercely across the line away from Fraser. And we've got another throw-in.
Fraser just looking at that football thinking, how the hell did that bounce away over the line? He was there for a free, easy kick.
Who made it this oval shape?
Ball. Tom Sheeran's got a lot to answer for, Sandy.
Salmon taken to ground. Bradley. A big punt in towards full forward. Favola was there, couldn't take the mark, but he'll go again. He's still going. Out comes the Hamill. Played, and he deserved a goal because the man who deserved it was Brendan Favola. He did all the work, and unfortunately, Aaron couldn't finish it off.
Well, it's an interesting one just looking at him from behind. We were right behind him. And his whole weight when he kicked that ball, Dougie, was leaning left. And that's exactly where the footy went.
Yeah, it certainly was, Jared. I'm very impressed the way the Carlton forward line are chasing and tackling, putting pressure on. You don't normally see forwards do that, and the Carlton side are today.
Chick and Koutafidis. The Chick hand pass. Not good. Hume also under pressure. Camporelli, that is clever. To Bradley.
That isn't.
No, that was an errant hand pass, and he picks up his old mate and he says, look, I'm sorry about that
stuff.
That is fantastic. Camporelli knocked up getting possessions.
Well, we didn't see that. It was just as Craig Bradley went to handball, Scotty
slipped over.
Missed his feet.
Lappin doesn't miss his. Cedric into half forward. And he just plucks it off the top, does Brendan.
And 50.
So the jumping beam will kick a goal. He's loving this.
It's just the young fella, Jared, who kicked the bag in the game against. Okay, thank you, Sandy. And here he's sitting on the bench. I kicked 12 goals, yeah, and he's on the bench, as you said, Sandy. The definite mark of the Carlton Football Club. With Steve Silvani out and go into the back line, you go, Riley can play forward and back like Silvani.
Favola goals.
Well, Favola's still making his mark, and you're right, Dougie. He was kicking goals on New Year's Eve. In fact, he kicked 12.
Yeah.
When you were just sitting back with the kids.
He was probably kicking goals too.
I could have been on my 12th tour, I reckon, at that stage, maybe. But it was great play.
I didn't want to say it.
Okay, you're leading on that, I think. It was good play by Lappin too. He was terrific last week by kicking the 5 goals, and instead of going to the goal square, he just centred the ball up, and unselfish play by Matty Lappin.
The Hawks have got to get some of their drive back. They're getting nothing off the half-back line. Ball coming in there pretty hot, mind you.
And 7 goals to 2 in this quarter, favouring the Blues. McKay putting it out wide. Franchina beaten. Dixon a chance up against Rice. McKay there as well. And he does well down to Rice, off to Nelson. The Carlton machine is in motion again, up towards 50. Lance, me boy. He shrugs the tackle as Mr. Whitnell. Oh, what a goal! Sensational by the mighty Lance. 5 goals, and Jared Hill is almost swallowing his fist. He can't believe it.
No, I was actually just looking at the Hawks midfield, Sandy. They're running to where the ball ain't, as Jack Dyer would say if he was sitting up here. And the Blues midfield, they're just charging into defence. They're helping out their half-back line. They're winning the ball back there, Doug, and then it just becomes a matter of keepings off. And as we said at the start, Lee Matthews outlined to us earlier, you play keepings off, Carlton are going to win.
88 plays 39. A 49-point margin, and we're not even at half-time. And they're off again. Hume's kick is high, and it's wide, and it's marked by Harford. We've got just under 2 minutes remaining. Harford is on centre wing. Kicks it up towards the 50, up towards Holland, who was edged underneath that ball. Beaumont twists out of trouble. Ratton gives it back to Mansfield. They're looking very, very good. Whitnell charges.
Yeah, it's a fair decision. I was just watching Michael Coliker when that ball was coming down this flank, Doug. He's in the middle of the ground with his hands in the air. I mean, there's no way known that the player would be able to see him, and there's no way known he's going to end up with a footy.
Obst floats a punt down towards half forward. Joel Smith gives it to Tony Woods. Here's an opportunity for Luke McCabe. Short little chip, and it is too short. Lacus tumbles a punt in towards full forward. Carlton will get away with this once again. And the Hawthorn machine just breaking down very badly. Hume sneaks away from Rock. He has a casual bounce. Brett Ratton says kick it now, and he does up towards half forward, but it drops short for Whitnell, and the mark is taken by Trent Crowe. Back towards the centre. Got to be a free kick to Chris Massey.
Just interesting to note there, Darren Hume, he doesn't really kick the ball with any penetration over 40 metres, so the forwards are going to have to come closer to him.
Lance Whitnell sat back then, Jared.
Rawlings at half back. Not one of Michael Mansfield's better kicks. Cooter sets himself.
Look at the numbers that the Blues have got there, Sandy, across half back.
Mansfield will go again. He trapped it. He was ripped off the ball. He didn't have it. He's got a free kick just forward of centre. Joel doesn't agree with that, but he was right.
Yeah, good decision by the umpire then.
Even now, Jared, there's 5 Blues around the ball then, with no one on them.
That siren can't come soon enough for Hawthorn. What a turn by Carlton. It has been an 8-goal quarter. In fact, 8 goals to 2. Raiden Tallis with hands on hips can only ponder. Michael Mansfield and co will be looking up at that scoreboard and saying, oh, what a beauty. Craig Bradley, the inspirational skipper, congratulating his players. Scott Camperelli, Jared, what a half a footy he's played.
No, it's quite sensational, Sandy. 22 possessions, 3 goals, and winning lots of hard footy through the middle of the ground. He has been quite superb. Been a lot of assistance with Michael Mansfield and Brett Ratton in the middle. They're doing it easy on the bit at the moment, the Blues.
The 2000 AFL Premiership season, brought to you by Harvey Norman, the Nissan Maxima, just wait till you drive it, and the bank that helps businesses make it happen. Round 3 in the Coca-Cola AFL Premiership season 2000. Big leap and mark. Friday night live at 7:30, the Tigers battle the Kangaroos. Saturday night live at 7:30, the Saints-Eagles clash, followed by the Hawthorn Brisbane showdown at 10:30. Sunday live at 2, the Bulldogs take on Port Adelaide. Oh, what a mark! From Adelaide Essendon live Sunday night at 8:30, followed by the Swans Melbourne clash at 11:30. See more footy. C7 Sport.
The Nissan Challenge is on again. We challenge you to find a car with more features than a Pulsar Plus for just $19,990. We challenge you to find one with air conditioning, CD, airbag, remote central locking, alloy wheels, plus a rear spoiler. And we challenge you to get it for just $19,990. The Nissan Challenge. Take it up at your Nissan dealer.
Buy now and no deposit with no interest and no repayments for 12 months at Harvey Norman. Electrical, carpets, computers and much more. No deposit, no interest and no repayments for 12 months. TVs, videos, fridges, freezers, washers, dryers, computers, printers, faxes, for whatever it is you want, buy it now. No deposit, no interest, no repayments for 12 months. Available to approved customers.
Hey Mum, when was the first Australian cricket team?
Well, that's an interesting question.
What kind of country would have a national cricket team before it had a national parliament? The first Australian team to tour England was an Aboriginal team from the Western District in Victoria. 9 years later, we had our first Test team. Australians have always been united in their passion for sport. But it wasn't until 1901 that the Australian colonies united in a federation, and we began our journey as a nation.
And you know what Edmund Barton did in his spare time before he became our first Prime Minister?
No, what?
He was a cricket umpire.
I didn't know that.
The centenary of federation in 2001. Australia, it's what we make it.
Welcome back to Optus Oval. Margin of 49 points at half-time after it was only 8 points at a quarter-time, and the boys in the Goodyear blimp having a great view of this Carlton lineup, doing a job at the moment on Hawthorn, and let's hope the Hawks can come back and show something in the second half. Not a good way for Nick Holland, who's booted 4 goals to celebrate his 100th game. On the boundary line, Richard Osman. Aussie.
Well, Peter Swab obviously got a lot of problems. Half-time couldn't have come at a better time, I suppose. 8 goals to 2 second quarter with Favola on the ground now. Aaron Hamill and Lance Whitnell just getting too much of the ball. Craig Bradley and Camperelli just getting the ball, ratting at will in the centre. I don't know what they can do. There's just too much firepower in the middle, and when they get the ball down to the forward 50, they're just too tall and too talented.
It's a great engine room, isn't it? Led by Ratton. Camperelli there as well. There's Crawford, Woods and Salmon. Their opposition with Anthony Rock.
But Hawthorn, Sandy, simply aren't that bad. I mean, they've got Crawford, who's a Brownlow medalist. He's had 2 kicks. They've got to get something out of him. Tony Woods has got to do what he does best, as does Luke McCabe, and just go and sit with these players. Anthony Rock's getting a lot of the football, but he is probably better suited to just sitting on somebody and preventing a Ratton or maybe a Fraser Brown from dominating the game. So they've got to go back, I think, the Hawks, and play to their strengths rather than playing one-on-one with these guys, because you match them up, Dougie, you're going to get beaten up all the time.
Yeah, you're right. You're right there, Jared. Just like some of the Hawks players may be playing, when I say survival, it's only round 2, but sometimes, Jared, when you're getting flogged, you start playing for your own survival. Maybe some of these players may be creeping into their play at the minute.
Recent records would suggest that Carlton would win this game. They've won 9 out of their last 10 meetings, but I don't think we thought it'd be in the steamrolling fashion they've done so far. Into the second half.
And Daniel Harper's gone in there, Sandy, and looks as if he's going to be playing on Brett Ratton.
Allen floats high. Woods ripped to the ground by Ratton. McCabe is a good tackle, so too Crawford. And umpire John Harvey comes in for a bounce. He's left the cap inside at half-time.
Yeah, well, the sun has gone in slowly, but just a correction, it's Luke McCabe that's gone on to the Carlton midfielder. Allen just nudges his opponent out of the way. Ratton over the top to Brown. Puts them inside 50 once again. Favola! A vice-like grip on that ball from Brendan Favola. He's an excitement machine here at Optus.
Just doesn't appear to be real tall. I'm not quite sure of his height, but his body work is sensational. He uses his body beautiful. We saw him in that game against Collingwood where he kicked the 12 goals. His body work that night and times on Mal Michael was very, very good, and that occasion was very good as well.
Came on in the second quarter and kicked 1 goal, kicking from 50. It's a high ball going across the face and 1 behind. Rawlings goes to the outer side. Hawthorn desperately trying to fight back. Graham is almost down to the half-back flank. Kicks up towards centre wing. Hamill just drifts across in front and casually takes a fine mark. Aaron Hamill in front of the scoreboard that looks very, very good for Blues fans at the moment. Hume almost down to right half forward. Koudafidi's loose short. Thinks about him, but then it's a centering kick because Allen is a focal point. Salmon is right there with him. Whitnell, no one in the square, he can kick a goal. It bounces to the left. Been very good, Lance Whitnell. The Rawlings kick out is okay. Tallis goes to the outer side. That's a high ball. It's a difficult one to mark, and it puts pressure on his teammate. Look at Carlton still persisting with a gang tackling. Dean Rice is there. Harford as well. So too McKay. And we've got a throw in on the outer side.
Yeah, you're right there, Sandy. When you kick the ball like that to your teammate, you give him absolutely no hope there. I mean, you kick it straight up in the air. You've got to kick the ball to your advantage of your teammate. That was a shocker.
Allen flicks it over the back. A little bit of tunnel ball from Bradley that he does do very well. Salmon has been quiet. Kicks it up towards half forward. Holland trying to mark from behind. Not successful. Aaron Hamill gets 1, then goes again. Has 2. Look out, because here comes Rice wide to McKay. Carlton are away. The advantage has been paid, although is an advantage. In the end it is towards Allen, who marks in front of Salmon. Swings around onto that left foot and lopes in towards half forward. The big guns are lurking there. Lance has a couple, but he can't take it. Crawford couldn't handle it. Hume saw it come out, so too did Lappin. Well, there was no free kick. And effectively they're away. Crow. It's an evil bouncing ball, but he persists and he tumbles a punt to full forward. Only to see it chopped off by Hawthorn, who gives it to Massey. Massey goes back again. They're out of trouble to McKay. McKay goes short to the half-back line, and they cruise up towards centre wing, courtesy of Nelson. Whitnell. Good interception by Rawlings. Poor hand pass. He gives it to Salmon. Salmon tumbles a punt to half forward once again. Beaumont couldn't take it. Comes back towards McKay, and he sees it over the line.
I just reckon, Jared, the Hawks in the last 2 or 3 minutes this quarter, just 2 or 3 times they're just kicking and hoping. They don't seem to be having any purpose in their play whatsoever.
No, kicking skills have let them down for sure. But good to see Trent Crow just bursting off that half-back line. Get the ball into your forward line with some urgency.
Beaumont and Holland. The latter winning it. Rice unable to take it cleanly. Socket off the ground. Hyton.
Good hands.
Here's a chance now for Allen. He's away towards Favola. Speaking of good hands, this time couldn't take it, but he's quick to apply the tackle. Tallis going past is good for Graham, off to Chick. Daniel Chick, short little flick in towards right half forward, finds McCabe. McCabe also going short. That's not a good kick. Puts real pressure on his forwards. Dixon tries to make amends. Ran a long way and he's still going. Needs assistance, gets it from Barry Young. That too is a poor kick straight to Hamill. He gets claim. Maybe that first half it's taken out of them. Chick towards goal. That's a fine kick by Daniel Chick. And he's booted it.
It's just a passage of pretty ordinary football then by both sides. They certainly both sides turned it over.
Talk it up.
Aaron Hamill came forward there. It was a good tackle by the Hawthorn player, which I couldn't pick up at that stage. But Daniel Chick, had the job on Bradley in the first half, and Bradley was terrific. And looks like Chick may have gone forward now. He's been picked up by Chris Massey. So that's a goal the Hawks certainly wanted.
First goal then to the Hawks. Exactly what they needed, but Allen wins it out of the middle to Kuda. Feedy's off to Nelson, wide to Camporelli. Brown is loose. Cruise in, Fraser. Now I'll give it to the skipper. The old boy can boot it, or he'll go short, and he will. Brandon Favola's in the right forward pocket.
How can you allow Brown and Bradley that much room to be on their own? Two quality players like that is beyond me. Absolutely beyond me.
Favola for another crack at goal. Still only the one.
He'll kick the next one.
1 goal, 2.
First one went left, that one went right.
There's only one slot left.
You're right, Doug. The way they brought that through the middle was incredible. And Brett Ratton also just cruising down through the middle where Craig Bradley could have squared off to him.
Barry Young. Bring it back. Allen and Whitnall are going to make it tough for Crow. Kuda. An interesting hand pass. Rock. You're going to have to be quick, Anthony. And he is kicking up towards centre wing. Big pack of players. McKay is at the back. He sneaks away from Daniel Chick. Kicks up towards half forward. Cleverly done by Ratton out to Kuda. Feedy's off to Lappin. Sensational play. Helicopter punt by that man up to half forward. It'll come back for a free kick to Favola. And this is the one Gerard said. Barry Young, you could have just about given away 50 there. There's frustration telling. And Mark Graham hangs the old head.
Yeah, for a senior player, Mark Graham could have did a little bit better on that occasion. He'd only had the 4 kicks. He was in the forward line and can be a goal if we've seen over the last year. But he's got to do better than that, Mark.
Now, one to the left, one to the right, leaving the slot in the middle for Gerard, who's plonked it all on this for a goal. He's plonked it all on and he's going to collect.
Excuse me, Sandy, I've just got to go and see somebody.
Take the kit bag. Favola gets his second.
And he is well known in league circles as being an excellent shot at goal. And I think we just saw why. Everything's just straight. Runs in a straight line, keeps the ball nice and close to the boot in the transition from hand to foot, and he's followed through in the direct plane to goal.
Favola has 2. Carlton has its 14th. 14-13 to 7-3. Brown drifting back down into the forward line. Oh, Allen wins it to Kuda. Feedy's off to Bradley. It's like a record, isn't it? Back to Allen. The big man is tackled beautifully and he's been pinged.
Well done, Shane Crawford.
That was a fine tackle.
He is struggling, but that's one way to get yourself back in.
My word, Rock to Salmon. Up towards half forward. Should be a goal to Chick.
Shane Crawford. Well done.
Yep.
So maybe that will inspire them. As Gerard said, great work by Crawford to apply the tackle, and Chick again finding himself on the end of it. He boots his second for the quarter.
Yeah, you're right there, Gerard. It was a great play by Shane Crawford. He is certainly struggling, but his tackle there was first class. The ball was turned over to Anthony Rock, and a good move too by Swabby now to put Daniel Chick into their forward line. He has kicked the 2 goals for the Hawthorn side, and that's the guys we know they wanted. I mean, Carlton had 27 scoring shots to Hawthorn only 11, so they've dominated the scoreboard as well.
97 plays, 51. Allen with a big charge at Salmon, but he's beaten, and here comes Crawford. He's warming up, he rips it out of the middle of the Hawks, and he kicks to Thompson.
Maybe a free kick just in front of Thompson to Nick Holland.
But that was better, wasn't it?
Well, if you get the ball out of the middle, you're half a chance, Sandy, aren't you? And get it out with purpose, not just a scruffy kick up into the air. That was basic football.
Holland for number 5. 30 metres out. Straight over the goal umpire's head. And his 5 goals have all come at that end of the ground. He had a purple first quarter.
Let's just have a look at this. Great tap work. You saw him just hook it across his shoulder. That is fantastic. That's a fantastic view of, I guess, how everybody trains and hopes to play. It's a bit more difficult most times when the opposition.
Beaumont and Holland just having a little bit of a chat. I think Beaumont was asking how many's that now you've kicked, and he said 5 to date, all at this end of the ground.
Well, no one likes to see a non-competitive belting, Sandy, so let's just hope the Hawks can continue on in the middle and get a bit of drive and a bit of spunk in their game.
Rock was a bounce that favoured Salmon. Rock kicks to half forward. Clean bowls the lot, including half. Chick might get another one here.
Free
he
kick.
goes steaming through, and he's got the free kick. Holland plays on, but it will come back.
Hope so.
No, it won't come back. He's going to pay it. Chick will pick himself up. Who'll kick that, Douglas?
Half of it was Sandy off the ground, I reckon. Thompson fumbled the ball in the goal square. Looked like Daniel Harvey kicked the goal.
Tell you what, it was really good umpiring by young John Harvey, because he could see it was an advantage situation, which may well have turned to disadvantage. But in the end, you can just see him there assessing the situation, and finally he said, "Oh, clear."
Yeah, Daniel Harper, Sandy, no doubt he kicked the goal off the ground right on the line.
Hawthorn showing some spunk. 14-13 plays 10-3. Funny old game, football. Nelson out of the middle. Whitnell got a bad bounce. Hamill got a good one, and he chips beautifully to Favola.
Well, Salmon had first use of the footy there. They should have done better there, the Hawks, because another goal, and all of a sudden the bit of a shake starts, a few jitters go around the Optus Oval. But if Favola puts this one away, what may well have been the start of a run will have hit a dead end.
2 goals to date to Favola. 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. And maybe missing, yeah. Just hasn't got the old kicking boots on today. 2-3.
And there's no doubt, guys, that Paul Salmon's made the difference in the middle. He's actually just called himself off the ball and stretching his groin, so he looks a little bit sore, perhaps a little injured at the moment.
Rawlings to Colliker. To the outer side, Crawford.
It's amazing what one player lifting can do for a side. I mean, Shane Crawford has been absent for 6 quarters this season, and all of a sudden he's reappeared.
In a big way. The Holland hand pass, okay. The smother 2 was good. Harford in hard. Kuda is away. Carlton's away to Hamill. They go streaming downfield. Favola is again the target. And again he'll have a shot. He copped a decent old shove. He plays on. Kicks to Whitnell. He couldn't take the mark.
Here he goes.
Clear. Hawthorn can dash now. Crode looks up towards centre wing. Their fans sensing a comeback. Mansfield to chop it off. Goes wide to left half forward. The bounce is a cruel one initially for Nelson. He keeps it in play, but it's a poor hand pass. Chick 2 is ripped off the wall. Still 3 to Kudafides. 4:55 out, he goes for home. Kuda! Max in the square. And that might stop the
I just reckon too, it looks like Michael Mansfield's done a hamstring as well. He's just been taken from the ground. Great play by Hamill. He's one of the most improved players in the Carlton side, in my opinion.
Yeah, well picked up, Dougie. Definitely a left hamstring for Michael Mansfield.
Yeah, I think Michael Colliger just misread that one. He had the front position. He should have been able to spoil.
9 kicks, 5 marks, 4 hand passes. Mansfield just testing that hamstring. Hamill, goals. Carlton steadies.
I'm not sure what Daniel Harford had in mind when he did a pirouette over on the outer wings, Dougie, to set that one up.
Yeah, there's a block handball, wasn't it, Gerard, over his head there, and the ball certainly was turned over by the Carlton side, and that's the quality of a good side. When you make mistakes and you turn the ball over, they'll punish you every time, and Carlton are a quality side. Darren Hamill, as I said before,
Good mark, wasn't it?
improved player, isn't he?
Well, this is the one we were talking about, Dougie. Just over the top. Not sure who he was giving it to, but that was a turnover that cost him.
And resulted in Hamill's goal. And a steadier for the Blues. Rock out of the centre. Towards Harford again. He gets a cruel bounce.
Great tackle.
Chena ripped off the ball. It spills free. Carlton still have the numbers, however. Towards Nelson. In the end, he's forced to defend. Rock beautifully claimed, a cry of ball. McCabe plays on around the body and a century kick in towards full forward. Big pack of players. No mark taken. Very, very close. McCabe taken to ground. The ball spills free. Chick off the ground. Daniel Chick goes again. Dixon is there with him. But so too is Koutafidis, and he sees it over the line from behind.
Just going to say, Gerard, the tackle of Nick Holland then, I mean, he's been absolutely sensational. He's kicked 5 goals, and his tackle then is just, you know, for a forward, as I said before, you don't see a lot of forwards do that sort of stuff, but that was a great tackle by him.
Beauty. Jade Rawlings now on Lance Whitnell.
Rice spearing the pass to Houghton. Trent Houghton looking towards Whitnell, Hamill and Allen, the 3 big guns all together. Brown taken out of it. Young, a hurried kick, but kicking blindly straight to Camporelli. He goes into the middle. That too was not a good one. Bit of sloppy work. The door just opening again for Crow. He gets underneath it. It's a high ball. It's a difficult one. It's claimed by Beaumont. He won't be paid. Franchina in hard. Still going. Gives it out to Kuda. He's in trouble. Loses it to Chick. Lekas back in towards half forward. Carlton the numbers. Camporelli ridden into the ground, and it's going to be free kick. Holland just a little too aggressive. Taking the wind out of the Camporelli sails. And he goes back and steadies it down, going wide to Dean Rice on the outer side. Ratton pushed underneath it. Allen is at the back. Interesting hand pass. Thompson and Ratton go at it again. And they see it over the line in front of the scoreboard that sees Carlton leading by 40 points. Mansfield still receiving a little bit of treatment for a possible hamstring problem. Michael Sexton having a doze next to him.
And the big fish looks like his day's over. He's limping from the ground.
Yep. Well, that's unfortunate for Hawthorn. And they look to be making some sort of a comeback. Daniel Chick has been one of those players involved in it. Chick kicks down towards the half-forward line. Dixon was the target. Look at Carlton. There's 3 of them. McKay cruises across half-back. Just pops it up towards Bradley. Has a look down the forward line to half-forward. Hamill edged out of it. Favola was a flyer. Allen is at the back. Don't tell me he's going to swing round onto that left foot and kick one. No, he won't. He gives it to Fletcher, off to Ratton. Back towards Fletcher again. He's inside 50, 48 metres out. He chips the goal. He kicks a beauty.
Well, it was a great finish by Fletcher. I'm not sure if it wasn't a push in the back down the other end, Doug. And Anthony Koutafidis jumped into Ben Dixon's back, but well done to Matthew Allen. Good agility there, setting up this pretty fair shot at goal.
Good goal by Fletcher. Been pretty good, and he's kicked 2 goals now, and been a very important player down their forward line as well. But as we said before, you're right, Joe. I think the kick could have been there, but Carlton side, when you turn it over, they will punish you. There's a big fish on the bench. He was good in it so far in this third quarter. He sort of got the Hawks back into the game.
46 points, again the margin. Allen and Thompson. McCabe was in the thick of it but couldn't take it. Allen gives it out to Ratton. Chops his way clear to Koutafidis. Wider to Hickmott. No one on the mark, so he can go back and have a look down towards half forward. Over the head of Camporelli, straight onto the chest of Favola.
Great work by Fraser Brown there in the middle of the ground. Curtis just in cruise control at the moment. He's just wandering around getting a few kicks here and there.
It's his 150.
He's allowed to do it, yeah.
Take it easy. But it was great work just to set this up by Fraser Brown in the middle. Matty Allen coming from the ground, and we'll go down to Richard Osborne shortly to see if there's any physical problems, or he may just well be maybe having a rest.
Favola from 47 metres. Well, go home and get your kicking boots.
I dare say Jared is having a rest, but no luck with Paul Salmon. He's tweaked that groin and he's talking to club physio Barry Gavin at the moment, but I dare say we won't be seeing him on again. He looks very sore.
And imagine, Ozzy, that'll be a problem at selection next week. If he's come from the ground and doesn't complete, you'd imagine Dougie be out for a week or two.
He could be out for a week or two, Jared. Young Favola's had 5 marks in the third quarter. Been terrific.
Graham from half-back goes towards McCabe. He's claimed and lose it. They sneak past Woods. This is Camporelli. Look at this. Now Brendan have another shot.
I'll get on him again, Sandy. Certainly getting away from Mark Graham too often.
No, he's pretty quick off the mark, isn't he, Brendan Favola?
He's very quick.
Yeah.
Kicking from 46 metres.
Just giving it back.
Oh, dear.
Giving it back.
So that kit bag of yours is suddenly losing quite a bit. Favola has kicked a couple, and he could have had probably 5 or 6 by now. Under 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Rawlings goes short. Woods. Comes away towards centre wing. Whitnell drops back into the pack. Couldn't take the mark. But Johnny Barker took him on. And he got beaten.
That's spoiled.
Camporelli did it hard. Rock. Claimed almost by Hickmott, but he gets his kick in towards the middle. Young goes long to half forward. Barry Young. Holland was waiting down, didn't quite get the bounce he wanted. Dean Rice did. And he sneaks out the back door. He's got Fletcher lurking wide on the outer wing. And Fletcher can go. He does to Brown. A fracture too far. Young might claim him. Young back on it now. Off to McCabe. Gets a hurried one. Back towards centre wing. Plenty of flyers, but no mark. Harford. The hand pass is okay. Here he comes now, Shane Crawford. 60 metres out towards Dixon. Great kick and a good mark. And Dixon will have a shot 20 metres out, almost directly in front.
Just going to say that, Jared, with the midfield of the Hawthorn side struggling, there's been one bloke who's put his hand up, it's been terrific so far, is Anthony Rock. I reckon he might be playing for his future, and I'll say that last year he was in and out of the Hawthorn side. I reckon today's been one player in that midfield who's put his hand up, he's been terrific. He's probably had, said 24 touches, I think he's been terrific.
15 kicks, 9 hand passes. Been busy. Camporelli has been the most prolific ball getter. 22 kicks, 4 hand passes. Mansfield 12 and 5. Hamill 10 and 5. Whitnell 11 and 2. Koutafidis 11 and 7. Brown leaving the ground as I speak, while Dixon kicks a goal.
Yeah, it's always a good sign to see the Hawthorn players come over to a teammate. Ben Dixon is a player in their forward line rely on. There's Shane Crawford coming down the ground. It was quick hands from his teammate. The kick from Shane Crawford travelled a good 55-60 metres, and it was terrific hands by Ben Dixon to take that mark as well. And it's good to see Shane getting some touches in this third quarter, and now Dixon's kicked the 2 goals, and as I said before, he's a very important player down there. Yeah, the Hawks are back in here, Sandy.
2 goals to Ben Dixon. Yeah, well, actually, if they could get another couple in these last 3 3/4 minutes, who knows? Camporelli. Bradley might make them pay though. Look at this. Lappin. Lappin is long, but he's to the left. Kicks and 8 hand passes for Lappin. Hawthorn have stemmed the tide, there's no doubt about that in this third quarter. McCabe goes to Harford, who goes to the outer side and finds Graham, who looks up towards centre wing. That's okay because Johnny Barker has taken them out. Barker to half forward, Allen, an effective spoiler. Camporelli waiting down in front, Hamill a fierce tackle. Whitnell's down in defence there, so too is Sexton. Around the body goes Thompson. A good-looking kick in towards full forward and eventually taken over the line. We've got a throw-in the right forward pocket. Dixon unable to take the mark. Good pressure by Rice. And Mansfield still testing that hamstring. Oh. There's a free kick going the way of Carlton. There was a push and it's going to go the way of Trent Hott. Off he goes to Camporelli. Over the head of Koutafides. Young getting back on it on centre wing. Couple of minutes left. Barry can't get clear of Lappin. That was well done. Oh, Kuta. You saw that one.
Oh, good chase.
That's a great tackle again by Shane Crawford. So he's coming back into this game and it's good to see. Up to half forward. No mark taken. Slap forward by Hott. Gives it clear towards Sexton. Kicks to half back. The bounce is okay for Harford. Chips short towards Chick. Not short enough. Massey. Tied is and says, let's get out of here. Let's go off to Scott Camporelli. Wide to the outer side where Fletcher's created space and he finds it. Favola's on a lead. Bratton is short and that's the way it goes. Comes across the ground. Hume has just come on. Hume is lurking there with Whitnell. Whitnell, how's that for casual? In towards goal. And sliding away to the left away from Michael Collicker after Brendan Vafola had gone to ground. Another behind. Anthony Rock. This time bringing it back into play to Jade Rawlings. So the Hawks desperately trying to get back into it. Barker and still looking for their first premiership points for the season. McKay, clever little tap. Lappin, talk about clever. Fletcher finish it off. Unable to. Gee, they've had some chances. This was clever, wasn't it?
Yeah, good pass that one. Shade lucky, didn't realise he could play on and should have probably kicked the goal then.
16-19. So they've kicked 3 goals, 9. Oh, Graham over the top of Whitnell, who is now officially a step ladder. Off he goes to Crawford. Crawford's away on centre wing. Kicks towards Daniel Chick. Can't take it cleanly at the first attempt. Massey was there to spoil. And it's over the line. Mark Graham. Now, wasn't it Whitnell that Crode went over? I think it might have been.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ladder.
Brett Allen off the ground. Sorry, I should say Brett Ratton off the ground.
Throw in the right forward pocket region for the Hawks. Can they take advantage of it? Crawford gets the hand pass away to Joel Smith onto the right boot, going back into the pocket once more and slammed over, and so too was Simon Beaumont.
And Trent Houghton certainly adding a bit of flexibility to the Carlton lineup. We saw him in the SN Cup up forward, down back today, and now in the ruck with Matt Allen off.
5 goals, 1 Hawthorn has kicked in this term, so their kicking for goal has been far superior to that of Carlton's. McKay's kick somewhat blindly just back towards the centre. Barker gives it away quickly towards Obst, who kicks down towards half forward, and Joel Smith takes the juggling mark. 20 seconds remaining. If Joel can convert here, it would make the margin 39 points at 3/4 time. Good looking kick, and he has converted. Smith gets his first right on the siren. A much better quarter for Hawthorn. They booted 6 goals, 1. They were certainly on target. Carlton were anything but that. They booted 3 goals, 9. And had they kicked straight, they could have just about had a cricket score. Not to be. Paul Salmon walks out as if he's walking on broken glass. It's 3/4 time. Carlton are 16-19. Hawthorn at 12-4.
Footy Focus, it's back.
What are we doing?
We told you, Dakes. Footy Focus, live, 7:30 tonight.
It'll be me that'll get him the stuff there, I'll tell you. No doubt he's good at it.
They're all good at it. Dakes, halves, PD and crackers.
None of us have got the looks, to be honest. We're pretty ordinary looking blokes, but it's a good mix.
Footy Focus, live, 7:30 tonight.
Are we still going? Yeah.
Well, it all started with my dad back in the 1940s.
Hey, Waller, can I borrow your mixer? Nah, but I'll hire it to you.
But it wasn't until 1963 that the business really took off. And that's when our relationship with the Commonwealth Bank started. They've been involved with all our activities ever since. So last year, when we saw an opportunity to expand into Adelaide, of course we turned to them. Mike, can I borrow $14 million?
No, but I'll hire it to you.
Looking to grow your business? Call 13 1998.
Get ready for GST at Harvey Norman. Get started today. This small business value pack, including Microsoft Office Small Business Edition Upgrade and MYOB Accounting Standard, is now available for a low $5.99. That's Microsoft Word, Excel, Publisher and PowerPoint valued at $459 and MYOB Accounting Standard valued at $3.99. All for the one low price of $5.99. Plus, exclusive to Harvey Norman, you receive a bonus Microsoft Small Business Edition at a glance book valued at $29.95. Over $880 worth of value for only $5.99.
For half a century, this secret and highly organized crime syndicate was almost untouchable.
Inside the Mafia, through the eyes of former senior Mafia figures who betrayed them.
Gotti was the most powerful godfather in America.
For years, authorities were powerless to act.
At the time, he was being investigated by the FBI.
Now, in this remarkable 3-part series, secret recordings and conversations reveal the true extent of their violence. War Against the Mafia, Monday on Odyssey's True Stories.
Big trouble is coming to Big Whiskey.
Well, we ain't bad men no more. Shit, we're farmers.
The unforgettable.
I guess you think I'm kicking you, Bob.
4 times Academy Award-winning Western.
Who's the fella owns this shit?
With Clint Eastwood.
Killed just about everything that walks or crawled at one time or another.
Gene Hackman in his Academy Award-winning role.
And shoot him down like the mangy scoundrel he is.
Morgan Freeman and Richard Harris.
I'm here to kill you.
Unforgiven. Now showing on Movie Extra.
Three-quarter time here at Optus Oval. Certainly a better quarter for the Hawthorn Football Club, booting 6 goals, 1. They managed a 6 goals, 3 in the first half, but they still trail. Carlton a 16-19, 115. Hawthorn a 12-4, 76. Sunshine has disappeared for the moment. In fact, light rain, believe it or not, is apparently starting to fall. That's the news from the Goodyear Blimp, and they've got the best view in the house, apart from you, of course, sitting at home watching it on the 7 Network. Speaking of viewing games, and if you'd like to do that, you can. Any game you want. You name the game and it can be yours simply by getting on the phone and dialing 1-800-035-665. Let's go down to the boundary line. Aussie, you've got a very special guest.
Well, Bucky, 6 goals to 2 in that third quarter. Obviously, some encouraging signs from the boys.
Yeah, it's given us a chance, I suppose. You know, look, we're given a start in a side like Carlton are so skillful, they'll kill you every time. But yeah, we're pleased with our endeavour, and we hope to be able to continue that in the last quarter.
You seem to be winning the ball out of the middle in that third quarter with Paul Salmon, who's a bit hurt now. Also, Anthony Rock and Shane Crawford.
Yeah, look, Fish getting his hand on the ball was very important for us, and winning the ball out of the centre also gave us a big chop out.
Well, thanks, Bucky. Good luck.
One of the great number 11s, G. Buchanara, fabulous left footer.
Yeah, right there, he's the sort of player that the Hawks need about 3 of. Go into that middle and just and really give them some drive. And what skills Gary Buckenara had.
He was brilliant, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he could chuck in airs, he'd chuck in dipper into the centre bounce as well, and be fairly handy, Jared.
David Parker and Wayne Britton sprinting from the ground.
Craig Bradley just going to start the quarter outside the square. Luke McCabe runs out. He goes on to Bradley.
So final quarter here at Optus. Hawthorn hoping to continue the charge. At one stage they were looking down the barrel of a fair thumping. Thompson aggressive at the opening. Rock runs into a brick wall. Lekkas, he's still down Rock. Lekkas gives it away to Crow. Runs his full distance and kicks from 50. This would be a mighty start for the Hawks, and he's given them exactly that. That's better.
Well, Crow came into the centre bounce when Luke McCabe went out to go on to Bradley. And it's not a bad move to have him as a midfielder. He's got huge speed, as we've seen there. He's got very good skills. And, well, that was just a sensational goal to start them. And well done to Anthony Rock. He gave him a big wrap-up in the third quarter, Dougie, but he has done a fair bit of the tractor work in the middle.
He certainly has, Jared. He's had the 25 touches, sorry. He's been terrific in that midfield, particularly when the midfield has struggled. And with Shane Crawford starting to sneak back into this game, there's a slight chance of the Hawthorn side.
33 points. The bounce is one that favours Thompson. Allen charges out at Harford on all fours. Goes again. Gee, Hume came flying through that pack. As usual, at the bottom, last man up, B. Ratton. Just out of the middle. Barker being forced to do the ruck work. Brown works hard. Hand pass a little loose. Rock appears to be okay. There's courage shown by Hickmont, but he couldn't take the mark. Oh, there's a great smother by Franchina. And away he goes. Away goes Carlton. What a smother.
Sensational. They're away there, the Hawks.
Here's Cooter. Might celebrate his 150th with this kick. It's to the right and one behind.
What the Hawks are doing is they're pushing Nathan Thompson up at centre bounces. From full forward he goes in, takes a centre bounce, then goes to full forward, and Johnny Barker goes into the ruck, and that is a shocking kick.
Oh my hat. Let's have a look at this smother once again. It was an absolute beauty from Franchina. So we've got a throw in after that kick, if I could call it that. Crawford gets a bad bounce. Ratton gets a good one, and he just chips delightfully to Craig Bradley.
He just read the play so perfectly there, Bradley. He was right beside Luke McCabe, but he reacted first. He knew that Brett Ratton was going to get that football, and he just slid into the space.
And the
skill, Bob up there. There he is.
Yeah, the skills too, Jared, by Ratton had to be spot on because McCabe wasn't that far behind him, and the kick opposite side of his body was terrific.
Rock has obviously hurt his leg in that last incident we saw. He's off the ground.
Bradley for his first goal for the day. No problems for Braddles. 314 career goals. 315th game.
Let's just have a look at it unfold. There's Craig Bradley just sliding in. You saw that he was basically beside Luke McCabe, Doug.
Yeah.
And he just reacted best.
He's one of the great all-time players, isn't he, really, Craig Bradley? When he first come over, he's a little bit soft at times, but he's just matured into just one of the superstars of the competition.
Yeah, great player.
Anthony Rock in the hands of Barry Gavin. He appears to be okay. Carlton going on with it. Reassert their authority with a Bradley goal. Koutafidis somehow out of the middle gets through some really heavy traffic, kicks down towards Lappin. Hume tries to soccer off the ground. Still going is Hickmont. He shrugs one, but he's gone on the second. Could have just about lost it. Hume keeps going, gives it off to Hamill. Short little one is okay to Fraser. He's run out of room in the end, and there'll be a throw in almost into the left forward pocket for the Blues.
Anthony Rock just looks like he's rolled his right ankle a touch, but he's not too bad. If need be, they can bring him back on.
Barker will be free kick. Held, said umpire Stuart Wen. So they go around the boundary line. Finally finishing with Graham. The left footer will look towards centre wing. He's asking players to run, and Colliker is one of them. Oh! Speaking of running, look at Carlton. A gang tackle, there was 3 of them there. The Beaumont hand pass was not good to Franchina. Holland caught by Franchina. Mighty tackle. And we've got a throw in.
Well, Michael Colliker was just cruising through, not expecting any contact, and
Beaumont cleaned him up.
He got the double whammy. And we should say, Sandy, that the Hawks unfortunately lost one of their former presidents in Trevor Cooch during the week, and that's why they're wearing the black armbands.
It hasn't been a good month for Hawthorn. Here's Favola off to Bradley. Look at the 36-year-old go to the youngster in Massey. Pops it out in front, then has to go again. It's got to be free kick, and he will be. Well, the advantage is paid. Cooter for goal. Will finish it off, and he does. Darren Hume has his first. Carlton go on their merry way.
Doug, tell us about that pushing the back.
Well, it's just stupid play by the Hawthorn players. Mark Graham, I mean, what you got to do, you just got to sit him off a little bit. Hopefully, maybe, I know you don't allow for a player to pick the football up, but it wasn't really intelligent play by Mark Graham, being one of their senior players, and that certainly cost the Hawthorn side another goal.
(18-20) plays 13-4. Suddenly out to a 46-point margin. Not the sort of player I'd imagine that Peter Schwab would be impressed by. No. Out of the middle, Cooter again. Look at that. Look at that. Shrugs the tackle, and it's a high ball to half forward. No mark. It's not going to be paid.
I think the big scary thing here too, Jared, is the fact that Carlton's had 21 more scoring shots than the Hawthorn side. That's just, as Sandy said before, they've kicked straight. They could be looking at nearly a 20-goal loss here. If straight, some set shots they certainly missed were easy ones to the Carlton side.
Allen leans. Hand pass is chopped off. Tallis couldn't take it cleanly. Neither could Whitnell, but they're set to pounce. Here comes Koutafidis. He enjoys this. Surely Cooter, this time.
Free kick coming back, Sandy. Daniel Arthur got poleaxed.
The build-up was there, but that was all.
Oh, I thought you did it well.
In towards the middle. Mark Graham slipped at the crucial stage. This is going to open the door for Lance Whitnell. Gives it across to Hamill. Sets it up now for Camberelli, who just chips in towards half forward. The chip wasn't short enough. Harford chops it off, gives it to Tony Woods. Back again to Woods. Whitnell almost got him. Hawthorn are going to come out of this okay. Smith gives it to Graham. He looks inside 50. That's better. And the mark is taken by Thompson.
And we haven't seen much of that today, have we? It was a sight that I thought we'd be seeing hundreds and hundreds of times during the year. Nathan Thompson on the charge, as we saw in the Ansett Cup, and onto a pretty smart kick. And, well, Ansett Cup, hasn't that form for a few sides been very misleading?
Yeah, no doubt, Jerry. He's a exciting young prospect, isn't he, Nathan Thompson? He's only had the 3 kicks, 2 handballs and 2 marks, and yet to kick a goal is a very important player forward.
From 48 metres. He has no problems. Good kick.
Just to emphasise the fact that this Hawks lineup has got plenty of talent down the middle of the ground. They've really got to work on their, I guess, midfield players and the peripheral players, just to try and extract more out of them than they've got this afternoon.
Yeah, good run by Mark Graham too then, Gerald. I was pretty critical of him before, give away a silly free kick, but it was good play by him.
John Harvey is having plenty to say.
I think he just admires Darren Hume's haircut.
Or perhaps asking him what's on the tap. 128 plays 88. Back to a 40-point margin.
14 minutes remaining. Thompson and Allen. Look at Koutafidis.
Cruising through.
Oh, it's magnificent to watch, isn't it? And Camporelli picks up another possession. Hume. Bradley. Hume. The old 1-2, but it's going to come unstuck. Hume's in trouble behind play. He's down. Camporelli and Koutafidis, neither could take it. The Franchina hand pass is intercepted. Hume still in trouble. Hawthorn go forward, down towards Holland. Beaumont is right there with him. Holland still going. Being pressured towards the line. Well done by Beaumont. Finally, weight of numbers tell. McKay gives it away, and the Blues are out of trouble. Back towards Ratton.
He may have got some broken ribs down here.
Yep. Ratton in towards the centre, over the head of Massey. At the back is Brown. What a delightful pickup, and what an average hand pass. Camporelli will get them out of strife, however. Fletcher's got to go. If it sits, he's in business. Chick gives chase. He goes over the top to Massey. Kick one from there, Chris. Centering ball is good. In towards full forward. No mark taken. Barker was there. Tallis is there. Obst is there as well. Defending grimly is Crowd. The hand pass in the end is going to be okay. Woods chips towards Crawford and he takes the mark. Chains away. Breaks the tackle. Heads through the middle. Goes down towards half forward. Lekis went early. Way too early. Beaumont steadies. Goes back towards Bradley and he marks on centre wing. He's got players streaming through the middle. He could have picked one of 3 or 4 there. In the end, he picked his ruckman who found Massey. Massey gives it to Ratton. Ratton chips to full forward. They're mucking around with this at the moment. Should result in a goal, surely, to Hamill. Around he goes. It does result in a goal to Hamill. He has kicked his second. But my gee, they took the long route home.
That was just a bit of a training drill there for the Carlton side, and I just mentioned to Jared before that the Shane Crawford kick wasn't that good. I mean, he had Nick Holland short, could have went to him, of course, but decided to go long. The ball was turned over. He had a handball there too, Hamill to, it could have been Cooter, I'm not quite sure which Carlton player, I think it was Cooter. Handball was on there and he decided to have a shot, so he's kicked 2 goals down there. But that was just too easy for the Carlton side.
Let's just see what happened to Darren Hume. He may have copped one, and he did, right in the solar plexus. Oh, do they hurt.
The old bread basket, the old classics, Jared. If Blake gets rid of it, just give him a little jab.
Couldn't have got him any more perfectly.
46 points the margin. McCabe can't take it. Barker can for the Hawks. Penetrating kick inside 50. Massey's got to defend against Chick. He's unable to, and Daniel Chick takes a good mark.
Been good, Daniel Chick, going down there since he had the job initially on Bradley in the first half. He's gone down and kicked 2 goals in the 3rd quarter. It's been pretty good down there.
Well, he, along with Paul Salmon, I think, sparked their revival in the 3rd quarter when it was, I think it was Chick and Chick in their 3 goals. He didn't kick them all, got 2, and a big hand in the other one.
Got a chance for number 3 now, and makes no mistake.
Yeah, he's battled away and had a fair afternoon in the finish, Daniel Chick.
He has, hasn't he, Jared? I mean, as we said before, initially had that hard job on Bradley.
Now, Dougie, you're an absolute master at these. Take us through with a technique.
Well, these are the things I did a lot of times, Jared, in my time.
I don't think there's a lot of technique in it.
Well, there's a bit of thuggery there, but I was very much guilty of that in my day. I'm not proud to say that, but...
reportable?
Well, it could be interesting, Sandy.
Just a question.
The way the tribunal may be going at the minute, it could be a look at that, maybe. Hope not.
No. Just a question. Oh, look at that slap by Allen.
Good tackle.
Bradley, but that's a very good tackle to take him out. Rock's back. That's good to see. Appears to be okay. Just falling down on handball skills. Tried to combine with Gray, but it didn't quite work. Watch out for Bradley at the back. Tries to push it forward away from his opponent. Tallis couldn't take it. It comes to Fraser Brown. Centering kick, but there was no one home. It was all Brown and goal. Crow just gets clear. Kicks towards Crawford on centre wing. It sits for him and is away. Suddenly down towards the forward line. Dixon, Chick and Co. It's going to land with Chick. It's a tough angle. He bends it around. Carlton had the numbers. Beaumont could have got himself into trouble there. They'll get out of it through Massey. Massey comes to half-back. Look at Kuda. Those big hands gripping that ball, and he kicks to Camporelli. Camporelli has Ratton running with him. Goes inside 50. That's a poor kick by Brett Ratton, and marked by Barker, who gave Aaron Hamill one to go on with.
And just getting around to the kitchen there from the Carlton faithful.
To centre wing. Graham couldn't take it. Ratton.
Got Cooter in support.
This time he finds his mark in Hume. He appears to be okay. Spearing it in towards half-forward, but Crode is there once again to take the mark. Lays it off to McCabe. The bouncing ball okay for Barlow. Chips it back towards the centre, and he finds his man there in Anthony Rock. Continues to run on. A crowd today of 21,341 sees Crawford mark and play on into the pocket, and there he's got Chris Obst. The lead from Dixon ignored. Obst goes high. Thompson taken out of it. No one able to mark. Massey's at the bottom. Sexton somehow gets out, but then gets claimed. What a rip-roaring tackle. And it's going to be rewarded with Angelo Lekas having a shot at goal. This is just persistence, Douglas.
It is, Sandy. Just when you think you're going to get away to have your kick. A good run by Lekas to start the game. I think he started in the midfield. It's a great chat for him.
And he's kicked the goal. Lekas gets his first and becomes the 9th Hawthorn player to kick a goal.
Well, they've had to throw them around, haven't they, Sandy, to find a better option than they had in the first half, a better balance. And I just think that they'll take out of this game, Doug, not 4 points, but the second half, that sort of tackling has been shown by half a dozen players. Daniel Chick, Shane Crawford, their skipper. I think Anthony Rock's also been in there doing a bit. Trent Crode. They've got to build on that.
Coach's lot is not an easy one.
But he will be able to at least take a positive, I think, Sandy, the tackling and the aggression in the second half.
For sure. Exemplified then by Angelo Lekas. Kuda has shown us some magic today with his ball control. Oh, you want ball control? I don't mind.
Get the link on.
You want ball control. Speak to Brendan Favola. Now, Jared's got the kit bag out. Oh. He's heading down to the shop. You're plonking it all on.
Oh. It's a little bit of a concern because after you've plucked a mark like that, Sandy,
you're not going to miss it.
Your mind may be on other things.
Allen off, Lappin on.
I think Bradley come off too then.
But if he misses this, Jezra will want him to burn the jumper.
40 metres out.
Safety.
Collect. Another one. 3 goals to Brendan Favola.
Well, we saw a bit of magic there. Oh, look at Cooter just cruising through here. He bobs up with it, gets it to one hand, and pokes it forward. And we thought we'd seen some magic until this.
That's a great mark. That just sat there, Jared. It didn't even bounce out.
When I first saw it, I thought it was a fluke, but he had his eyes on it the whole way. It was tremendous.
Good body work by the young player. Yes. And there's the old player.
Having a well-deserved rest is Craig Bradley. 11 kicks, 11 hand passes, 4 marks. He's led from the front. 40 points the margin. Brown out of the middle for the Blues. Down towards right half forward. Ratton. The question asked by 3 Hawthorn players. They're called to play on, and so they do. Barker taken high, and he's also going to take a free kick. Well, he plays on quickly. Look out, Trent Crode. Look out. Back to Barker. Finally, they move it forward to Woods. Holland is on a lead, and the big man takes the mark inside 50.
Well, it'll be pretty frustrating if you're a Hawk supporter at the moment, because I think what we're seeing today, Doug, is that they have got the forward structure to kick a big score, but they haven't had the footy in there often enough and delivered well enough to take advantage of the likes of Holland and Thompson.
No doubt, Jared. And I think the good move too with Paul Salmon off the ground. You mentioned that Nathan Thompson goes into the ruck, but John Barker's been pretty good this quarter. He's had a pretty quiet game, but the good thing about it, he's kept his head up, he's had a fitting and cracked this last quarter.
6 goals last week. Gunning for number 6 today, and this is 100th game. Kicking from 48 metres, and he's done it. That's a great kick and a big effort. 6 goals to Nick Holland. He's been a lone focal point up forward, although Daniel Chick kicked a couple in the 3rd term and one in the last. Holland can be proud of his 100th game.
Yeah, certainly can be, Sandy. And it's a good play there by John Barker, as I just said before. He had a pretty quiet game. He's a young player that certainly the Hawks look a lot more from him. But his short pass was very, very good to find his teammate and set that goal up.
The disconsolate Paul Salmon. Out of the middle. Cooter again, look at that. With consummate ease, really. Watch out for Fingers Favola. He's lurking in the area. Graham. Defending short. Crow, clean mould. Here comes Camporelli. Shrugs one tackle. Gets the hand pass away. Favola to Brown. That was interesting. Camporelli tried to stop it. Hamill gets through some heavy traffic. They're threatening again. Camporelli comes over the top. They pile on it. Like pancakes on a plate. One on top of the other.
Fingers. Pancakes.
Football.
Change game, Change game, Dougie.
Oh, yeah. Syrup, thanks. Syrup, I like syrup.
In the forward pocket. Here's Cooter. Can't get clear. But a big day for him. His 150th, and he's been very effective. 17 kicks, 10 hand passes.
Been good, hasn't he, Sandy? Yeah.
Very good. Whitnell doing the ruck work. Barker tried to chop his way through, then gave it to Rock, who's given it to Beaumont. Look out behind you, Simon.
Whoa!
Angelo has got you, lock, stock and barrel. Speaking of being got, McKay gives it away. Here's a chance, Beaumont again, this time onto the right boot. Not a good kick, he chipped it, but chips a little too high. Chris Barlow takes the mark. Comes towards centre wing. It's a bad bounce for Raiden Tallis. Holland helps him out. Tallis cruises down to the half-forward line. Tucking it under his arm. He looks inside 50. No mark taken. It comes back towards Tallis. He tunnel balls it as he is pushed, and he's going to get a free kick.
Well, I think it's fair enough, only because I think justice being served. Nathan Thompson had his head ripped off there. He should have had a free kick.
Gives away a little ground to find Anthony Rock. Still a long way out. Kicks to half forward. Obst waiting down to McCabe. Thought about Dixon, but then it's a centering kick. Perhaps not necessarily the best option. Camporelli twists out of trouble. Gives it to Fraser Brown on all fours. Now Cooter Feedes. Cooter is clear. Possession, kick number 8. Off he goes to Lappin. He looks down towards the forward line. He wants Hamill or he wants Fingers. Can't find either at the moment. They pounce on top of it. They lock it up. In fact, the umpire says, no, we'll keep going. I'll put away the whistle. So Harford himself keeps going. Wider to McCabe on the outer side. Trying to set something up, and he does to Anthony Rock. In front of the scoreboard that sees Carlton well in control. Up towards half forward. McKay was the big flyer. Franchino waits down and gives it to Hickmott. Hickmott goes over the middle, and he finds Lappin. No one on the mark. So he sneaks clear as a free kick down on the ground. Favola is going to have a shot.
Fingers was having his jumper pulled, Sandy, and the umpire turned around and he certainly nabbed him.
35 metres out.
I'll tell you what, Jared, I've seen Carlton twice this year, the both games, and I was one, like, I should be fair to say, a few underrate them a little bit. I used to think they weren't that flash, but I'll tell you what, they make me eat my words. They're a very good side, this Carlton team.
They've got a couple of reasonable players to come back in.
Yep.
O'Reilly and, of course, Sauce. Full back of the century.
And Murphy when he's fit after that knee. Favola has kicked another one. Gee, there's cause for a lot of optimism out at Optus at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah, certainly, Sandy. And Young Brendan Favola started on the bench. You know, he came on, he's kicked 4 goals, 5 I think it is, and he had opportunities. They could have kicked 7 or 8 goals and had a great performance. Still has been a very good performance by him. Here he is. As Jared said before, his kicking action is very, very good. He's right head over the football in a direct line to the goal and follows through beautifully.
What's he kicked today?
Kicked 4-5, Jared. Been very good.
Could have had a big afternoon, the finish, really, couldn't he?
8 or 9. Yeah. 4-5.
And one thing that's very encouraging for a forward, Dougie, 9 marks. Fantastic effort.
Yeah, you're right, Oz.
Ratton out of the middle, as he's done so often. Slap forward, it'll be a free kick. Fletcher. 40-point margin away of Carlton at the moment. Going short, and look who he's found. Trent Hawthorn. "55 metres out. Settling in well at his new club. What could he do? It's a big kick. Almost makes the distance and taken over in the end for 1 behind.
A solid ball of Maribyrnong, please go to gate 5. Solid ball of Maribyrnong, please go to gate 5.
The Hawks away then. Back towards centre wing and John Barker. Mackay is the effective spoiler. Hickmott gives him another chance. And the vet doesn't let him down. Kicking in towards the middle. That's okay. Chris Massey receiving some heavy attention. Unnecessary frustration there for Daniel Chick, I think. It could result in a goal.
Yeah, certainly, Sandy. It was definitely frustration there. And Chick's been a good play in the second half for him. And yeah, there's no need for that. Definitely a free kick to young Massey. Got a good whack last week when he played the Brisbane Lions. His left eye was swollen up, and he in that last quarter last week got a great tackle, a great chase, and has a great future.
Directly in front. 25 metres out, and the young man should not miss. He doesn't. Chris Massey kicks his first, the 19-year-old from Edithvale.
And he's had a very good start to the season, Doug. Really has shown some maturity, got a grand final berth last year and had some good games, but I think we're seeing a more mature and a more workmanlike Chris Massey this year, and I think it's been pretty impressive what we've seen.
Certainly is, Jared. He can certainly go forward and go back, and has the ability to play on the wing as well for the Carlton side. As I said last week, didn't have a real big game, got a whack early, but has a great future for the Blues.
Allen. He's gone just about all day. He's done an excellent job charging at Thompson this time. Brown can't get it out, got it to Hickmott. He struggled back to Koutafidis, off to Massey. Wider to Allen. Gee, I love his athleticism. He gives it away to Ratton once more, who puts it straight down the throat of McCabe. That was unfortunate for him. Rock towards Dixon on centre wing. Doesn't let him down. Ignores Joel Smith and kicks them inside 50. Towards the goal-scoring territory of Chick. Takes it from Holland, but he's given away a little ground. 60 metres out, centering more into half-forward. And the mark taken by Barlow. Joel Smith has cruised down inside 50. He's going to have a shot, probably 50 metres out, and almost directly in front. But just over a minute remaining in this match. Carlton have looked most impressive in their opening 2 matches this year.
Good kick.
And that is a goal from Joel. So Smith gets his second. He booted 1 in the 3rd term. But it matters little now with 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, certainly a very important player, I think, for the Hawthorn side. Coming back from that very, very serious knee injury from a couple of seasons ago. Good kick out there by young Barlow, who's been fairly quiet. But the thing, you look at the Hawthorn side, they've probably only had a couple of winners all day. You look at Nick Holland's kicked 6 goals down at full forward. He's been a clear winner. And Anthony Rock, even though the midfielder Carlton's dominated the game, I think Rock's been a terrific player for the Hawthorn side as well.
Yeah, 33 possessions to Rock. Allen, some interesting aerial work. Thompson gave it to Woods, who gave it to Barker. Out of the middle they go, down towards Holland. One grab, but he couldn't complete the mark. Sexton, hand passes to the open spaces. Beaumont pushes towards the line. Keeps it in play, however. Franchino to Ratton. They're looking good once more. Sexton from half-back, spearing a pass in towards the middle. Cooter, Brown, Camporelli, the old firm, they're all there, and they're loving it. Camporelli wants to finish on a high. He chips to half-board, and Fletcher takes the mark.
Oh, Jared, just tell me I saw something I didn't see there. I thought he just handed the ball to him. Was that the handball from Camporelli?
Hand may think quick in the eye, Doug. I think he just did put a little fist on it. It was
quick, wasn't it?
It was a 1 foot handball.
Yeah.
Fletcher for perhaps the last kick of the day. He's booted 2, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and he's about to put Hawthorn out of their misery.
No, somebody else has done it.
Yeah, the bloke with his finger on the button. Carlton are big winners here at Optus today. 1 point will go on the board. And that will make the final score 22 goals, 22 behind, a staggering 44 effective scoring shots. Hawthorn far more accurate, but very disappointing. 18-4, 112. The eventual margin, 42 points. So Brett Ratton and Joel Smith exchange a few pleasantries as they leave the ground. But this has been a very impressive display by Carlton. Pretty tight first quarter. There was a lot of testing out, a little bit of psychological warfare going on as well. But Carlton have reigned supreme. Cooter has no doubt enjoyed his 150th Aussie.
Yes, Cooter, 150 games, 30 odd possessions. Doesn't get any better than that, and obviously a great win for the club too.
Yeah, the important thing was to win on the day, Aussie, and we fought out well and eventually win by 42 points or so. So great team effort. Had 2 good games in a row. We just got to keep it up now.
Yeah, well, 2 and zip, obviously you can't do any better than that. Craig Bradley, Ratton, Camporelli, those sort of guys, just dominated in the centre.
Fantastic. I mean, the boys are all combining so well from back to forward in the midfield. The boys just don't stop running. It's just been great.
Well, enjoy the night, mate. 150 games, great effort. Enjoy. Thanks for your time.
11 possessions in the final quarter to Anthony Koutafidis, and a pretty good game, Doug.
Yeah, he did, Jared. He had a super game, and I just thought the first half, the game was set up by Scott Camporelli. Lance Winter was terrific by kicking his 5 goals, was outstanding up the forward line, and as well, I think Brett Ratton in the middle of the ground was just brilliant. His hands are quick, his disposal of the right foot was terrific today. Next Cooter being carried off here, 1-5-0 games. Well done, Cooter.
One of the favourite sons here at Carlton. That's great to see. A huge roar for Cooter as he leads the team down through the tunnel, followed by Craig Bradley and the boys. Big winners today. Lance Whitnell finished the day with 5 goals. Brendan Favola booted 4. 2 to Simon Fletcher, 2 to Aaron Hamill, 3 to Scott Camporelli, and singles to Chris Massey, Brett Ratton, Michael Mansfield, Matthew Lappin, Craig Bradley, and Darren Hume. For Hawthorn, it was a very different story. 6 goals to Nick Holland, 3 to Daniel Chick, and 2 apiece to Joel Smith and Ben Dixon. Singles to Salmon, Harford, Crode, and Angelo Lekis. The day is with the Navy Blues.
And a bit of thinking to do in the other camp, Sandy, isn't there? They've got to somehow come up with a much better formula in the middle of the ground. They've got the, I think they've got their defence and their forward line pretty well right, but they've just got to get some more run off the half-back line and I guess more penetration through the middle of the ground, Doug.
I think too, Jared, Shane Crawford is the key to the side. We all know that. We have no doubt about that. And it's not it'd be fair to say he's struggling a minute.
They've got problems in the injury room too with the Fish, of course.
We've got some music, boys.
We are the Navy Blues. We are the old dark Navy Blues. We're the team that never let you down. We're the only team old Carlton knows. We're the champions. They like to send us, we'll keep our ends up, and they will know that they've been playing against the famous